Okay.
All right.
Hello.
Oh, thank you for hanging out. We had some technical difficulties that we have. We believe.
Mixers are confusing.
Yeah.
Mixers do mix. That is true. So hi, welcome to Yes and Dragons. We are Chicago's one and only live play, actual play, TTRPG, weekly. I'm trying to categorize, like get more and more as narrow as possible. On Fridays in
Park.
in
At the
Rogers
corner
Park.
of Sheridan
With these
and
specific
Estes.
people.
Honestly, when you get that specific, it starts to become less uniquely true. It's, whatever. It's fine. Hi, everybody. I am. Do you know if that's picking up?
So if you stand up and just tap
Yeah, you gotta hit it.
of the black
Yeah,
styrofoam, just tap it lightly. Ooh, no, the styrofoam. The styrofoam. That.
Yeah, there you go. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Magic touch.
Wow.
I
It's a sorcerer,
Kind of. Sorcerer.
a temporary sorcerer.
You're going to have to stand this whole time. And
So anyway,
Hit it harder.
here's today's Chicago fact. I'm standing.
Yeah.
Here,
And we're sitting.
I'll get it from here.
Okay.
Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you, Marcus. So, I am Jaime, and I'm the GM, and we're gonna go around, introduce everybody, and then we'll do this week's Chicago fact. So we're gonna start with Mr.
Hello, my name is Esther Ingus Arkel. I play Nadezhda Irensu, mad at a mushroom.
Harper Thompson, I play Sam Seraph, and last week I was hoist on my own metagaming.
Hi, I'm Libby Kramer. I play Cordelia Freyst, who really, really is fighting the urge to steal a treasure chest from a dragon right now.
You're living your best life.
I honestly never better.
And I'm Carissa Lenning, and tonight I will be playing Shibble, Patient Zero.
No, I said it identified a pathogen and pointed in your direction. It did not necessarily identify you as a pathogen. I will yes and the shit out of that, though.
Are you
Just to
gonna
be
tell me
clear.
Shibble is not a pathogen?
I'm not. I am fully willing to acknowledge that would be an incorrect statement.
We're going to find out Shibble's backstory is going to all these other multiversal planes and just destroying them accidentally.
Surfing
Very
in them.
excited to find out Shibble's backstory. I
Aren't we
didn't
all?
come up with one.
But so I'm more inflamed.
Like, we're fine until the destroyer came.
The
Yeah.
very chill destroyer.
Maybe Shibble's death count is above Libby's. Who knows?
Death
find
count for
out.
Shibble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saint Death Cap for
Say death count for Shibble. So let's do the Chicago fact. Who wants to take the Chicago fact? Do you want to do it? Because you came up with
brought
it
it
today.
to us.
Chicago is the American city with the most alleyways, 1,900, which means that's why Batman was filmed here, because we have the most number of alleyways for billionaires' parents to get murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the highest per.
Per capita?
You
No,
have
if
enough
we mean
alleyways,
per capita,
some
we'd be like per
billionaires'
area?
parents is going
Per
to be murdered in some
ciudad.
of them. Yeah.
Like the city,
per
it has the
metro
highest
area.
capacity to produce orphans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a function of alleys.
Yes.
So
Comic book orphans. Yeah.
comic book orphans, yeah. Not real orphans. Those are sad. Comic book orphans are sad in a way that's more interesting.
That's why Uncle Ben had to be gunned down in the street rather than an alley.
That's absolutely true.
Do we think that Nightbat is an orphan? I never established that.
I think that Ben's parents don't talk to her.
Oh,
That is so good. Yeah, that's true. If any Nightbat fans out there, the lore is just expanded. The two of you that exist. One of them is me and the other is Nina.
Okay. I think you were doing the
Yeah,
recap,
I can
yes?
do the recap. So we started in the hospital cafeteria after Sam's brain surgery, where babies were removed from. Turns out he had god twins, and they were removed from his head. Shortly to become relevant, because one of them, Shibble, grabbed with a mentacle and then threw into the matrices of the fungal network.
I think it was put into the emergency alert system.
Yeah.
You said it was the immune system, and I'm like, this is bad. The immune system will deal with it, right? And
Yep.
so fed it into some sparkles and it
Shibble saw
disappeared.
the syringe full of Ebola and thought, well, I should inject this in someone so their immune system kills it.
Yeah, it's the best way to handle a pathogen is to directly introduce it to an immune system, which is
and-
not even wrong.
In the
Right?
meantime,
That's neat.
Stan was playing with the other one in his phone and
In my
accidentally
phone,
infected.
actually. Not your own phone. Don't get it twisted.
So yeah, we're doing great. So we went to the library / dungeon / archive, and got beat up a whole lot by mist men and lava creatures and such, until we found a fungus dragon, and that's where we left.
Oh, where's the dragon?
Right there.
Somebody
Drag.
want to grab the dragon? Dragon.
He's on the top shelf.
No, the other dragon. The one from
The
last
one-
week.
There,
It's
It's right in front of you. Nope, right
On the shelf.
directly in
I
front of you.
love
There you go. Yep,
Good
that's
job.
him. Oh, sorry.
Well, you should have done.
Yeah, stick to your guns.
Look at this
Don't let it.
Beautiful.
this
Yell at you.
beautiful mini.
Painted
Yeah.
by Jake, right?
Yeah, painted by Jake. I think
Stunning.
it's absolutely gorgeous.
That
And
is
I
here.
was like, this demands a presence. I'm sorry. So, yeah, this is the dragon that they met last time.
Here, I'll hold it.
And yeah, I think that's where we left off.
There was a lot of intense combat that left some of us more than others. Some of us, injured,
Intense and unnecessary.
intense, and unnecessary.
That's kind.
It's by choice. We walked into this. I was like, "There's some swinging fists over there. I should go put my face near them."
I mean,
I'm
are
gonna
you
punch
saying
the lava.
Shibble wouldn't do that?
No, yeah, no, that's this is called character motivation.
That's what we get for having the entire dungeon unveiled from the start. We're like, those look like things we should
I
hit.
kept saying I want to go
We
steal
get
that
there.
chest.
I think it's also the problem with having our damage dealing all being punching based.
Well,
It really becomes a lot more difficult. when you
yeah,
have
the
lava
party
creatures.
that's so sensitive to the nebulous term "bad vibe" cat.
Yeah. That was diabolical.
Right?
Don't diabolical.
All Jaime had to say to
That-
stop
And we were like, well, obviously, we're not even going
Yeah,
to
like-
send a scout through the bad vibes.
no, bad vibes cat.
That's right out. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. We don't want to be there. We don't.
It's just kind of like a
Vibe.
bummer, you know?
Yeah.
I will also say, Azure was no help with any of them.
Yeah.
Doing her
So-
best.
Azure.
What
And
exactly?
we will get
Not
to
very
her
good.
best. We will get to her best. I'm going to be quiet for the first half hour. Just know I'm saving it up.
I am
Just
the
unplug
biggest
your
Azure
mic.
defender here.
There's booze in this, and I'm sipping it. I'm waiting to yell at him.
Like in fiction, there's also booze in there.
Oh, are you drinking in fiction too?
Yeah.
Is it milk?
The milk fermented.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Nadezhda
It's like a
tossing
fermented
that
White Russian.
fermented holy milk and just waiting
The White
for
Russian.
everyone to get what they need to do in the library done so she can scream at Azure.
Oh, you know what it is? It's like pre-mixed White Russians. You know,
Yeah.
like if you just mix a White Russian and let it sit there, it'll like get all gross. So
Yeah.
it's just like White Russians made like a day ago.
Yeah,
Oh.
she is forcing down
I
Chuck.
think that might actually be the source of the Jello you guys were eating.
Oh,
Anyway, so
Ugh.
here we are in this dragon, in this beautiful library with this dragon.
And I am still invisible.
Library. It is. Are you invisible still?
Yeah, I have one more action. So the next thing I
Oh.
do that requires a
Okay.
roll will make me visible.
But I'm
Well,
sure he still knows you're there.
He probably does. He's a dragon.
he's also a fun girl.
I mean, he's
he has
got
mushrooms
looks
all
like-
over his
he looks
back.
like a fun girl, that's for sure.
Yeah, see,
Yep.
he got mushrooms on him.
No, I know he's mushroomy. I just wonder if he's
Can
specifically
you
a fun
pass it around so we can see it over here? Thank you. We'll
So
pass
pretty.
it back when we're done.
Bogart the dragon.
So at the last sort of thing that happened was you guys entered this room, looked around. It's kind of swampy, had lots of bad vibes, sort of
Bad vibe gas.
gas.
We
going
gotta
on.
leave.
And
Vibes
basically up on a waterfall. This thing, it didn't walk in.
No,
or
it
anything.
appeared.
It like was revealed.
was, like,
it-
sitting
Like
in-
turn the light switch on.
yeah, kind of like a spotlight. But yeah. So we will go directly there. Woken.
Is it supposed to be like an archive? Right?
I am the keeper.
Yeah. We want to know if this guy over here has a root.
Points at I'm assuming Azure.
Yeah.
Okay, it'd be really fun. I think this thing sort of like looks real sleep, real like it was probably what's the word
Sleep.
well yes that too. So but no,
Hibernating?
it was like almost like a torpor,
Mm.
like you had arisen it from a torpor of some sort. It sort of like snuffles around and is like lifts its head up to sort of look one eye and another eye and looks and leans real far forward down. Its neck is really long. And Azure sort of walks up, and you guys could see that she is shaking. She is. This isn't like excited dog shaking. This is like
Scared.
dog at the vet shaking.
Scared dog.
I run up
Scared
and
dog.
hold Azure's hand.
So like my dog all the time. Chihuahua shaking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna hold her hand?
Mhm.
Oh, that's
And
so
I'll
sweet.
invisibly put a hand on her shoulder.
I also support Azure.
No.
Okay.
The tableau. Then I was just standing in the
Oh, yeah,
corner.
yeah. Drinking a cup of fermented milk.
Oh,
It's sparkling protein.
well,
So
those sense right.
Azure is in a physical state of not her full sort of adult presentation. I mean it's pretty clear I think at this point that Azure's physical presentation seems to resemble a sort of a reflection of a mental state, almost the way that like a smile is a manifestation of an emotion. Like her physical state overall seems to
Mhm.
manifest an emotional or like resolve an emotional state. She sort of looks up and you guys can see her like her tentacles are like drooped down and she looks like very afraid, and she squeezes your hand. She puts her hand on your hand on her shoulder. And she says, I'm here to find my route in the archive. And the dragon, mostly unaffected, sort of like a creature of grandeur, speaking to a scared child, not trying to scare the child, but nonetheless impressive.
It's
and
like a be
terrifying.
not afraid, like biblical.
Well, yeah, and the wings are sort of
It's like me
biblically
talking
accurate.
to Morella when
It's
she
very
was,
similar. Yeah,
uh,
it is similar.
when
I
she
think
was
about
the
that.
Eidolon,
That's fun.
and I was like, oh, what are you? Go away.
Walks forward a little bit, and as it walks, the ground doesn't shake or anything. It feels like this thing might be very light, perhaps not as dense as you would assume. It is massive nonetheless, but it doesn't shake the ground. It doesn't it walks like almost casually. It saunters down like some rocks on the waterfall. I'm gonna do a real quick check on this. On a
Does
16.
it flip?
No.
Is it spotting me?
On the 16, it's looking for you. Yeah. I don't think it does see you, but I think it does sniff in the air around.
It's like there's some smell. Here.
There's something here. Yeah. And think reaches forward and says, tell your invisible friend who I assume can hear me.
I know.
We are no.
Yeah, Cordelia. I don't think being invisible is going to help you here.
You
Right.
may remain invisible. You need not. You are afraid.
No, that's not the reason I'm invisible. I have to like become more afraid to be invisible. So like I'm just gonna stay invisible for now in case I need to be later. I know that's really confusing.
It nods sort of like as if it understood what you said.
I mean, if anyone's gonna understand, it's gonna be the emotion dragon.
Um,
The stress economy, I feel like the emotion dragon would understand.
you guys are standing near a like it's a swampy room. It's a very like
How are the vibes?
Bad vibes guess or good vibes guess?
the vibes are not good. They're not
Do they seem like as bad as they were in that corridor? Or is it like a little bit better?
I mean, I think it's more a matter of there was a gross sort of greenish like methane sort of
Mhm.
thing going on at one direction, and the other direction there wasn't. So it was like, there's something possibly toxic and scary over there versus a regular hallway.
But is that gas extending into here?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. It's coming from here. It's coming from the swamp. And
All right. If we have to get out quick, we just light a match and blow this whole swamp.
I'm pretty sure that would blow us up too.
I'm just saying that's a backup plan.
if you believe you cannot extinguish a fire in our own
I'm just assuming this swamp gas is explosive.
It is.
Is the swamp water edible?
By definition.
Never stop Shibble.
I don't know the definition.
If
It means
Shibble
it can
drinks,
be eaten.
if Shibble
So I
drinks the
can't
swamp
eat it.
water,
You could drink it.
will she probably
Oh.
die? What are the chances of Shibble dying if she drinks that water?
Morgan-
100%.
I mean,
Also, if she doesn't drink the water, her mortality is
Sure.
certain nonetheless.
Yeah, sure.
That's
Can't
fair.
die
Fair.
either way.
You see the dragon sort of does this sort of like nose lift up, and its wings sort of like get bigger, sort of more impressive, starts to like glow a little bit, like a shine, a shimmer. And it's almost like the dragon's yanking something, and you guys watch looks a lot like the filament, a sort of root structure like grows out of the water of the swamp, and becomes dais, and then like a small monolith or something, small obelisk. And it moves its like large head back. It cannot see up close better than it can see far away. So it's sniffing here, but it regards Azure and says, "See." Azure's like, "What do I do?"
Touch the plant.
Proceed.
That's it.
I do not know how to. Should I just touch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we'll always encourage touching weird objects.
Yeah, it always works out well for us.
And it doesn't really work out well for us.
You can borrow my gloves if you want.
No, I just want to make sure. I might be dangerous.
I mean, that's true. You
Yeah,
have
but
to-
I mean, I feel like you're far down the list in this room of people causing you the most harm.
sometimes. Why'd you look at me when you said that?
Azure, sometimes things are dangerous and you have to do them anyways to
Yeah.
find out knowledge. Because knowledge is power and power is key.
You got this, Azure.
Azure thanks you,
I think
squeezes your hands,
if you were a real threat, the dragon would have taken you out.
and reaches forward, walks into the water, reaches forward, and touches the top of this sort of miniature obelisk. And then just sort of waits and hangs. Well, let us spend a fear.
Too.
Well, we needed them spent. Look at that.
Yeah, we have a lot.
Crazy.
We start with so many. It's so fun. I love it. How shall I spend this fear here? I think what happens is nothing happens.
That's like her worst nightmare.
It hangs like silence. The room is silent, and the dragon looks around and is like, "I admit that has never happened."
Can I touch it?
Nice.
Shibble has a
With
root
my
in this
mentacle?
archive
You
somehow.
want to touch it with your mentacle?
And see what we can't.
Does it look cool?
Concerning.
That tracks.
Should I do anything about it?
Hey, it's up to you, really.
Shibble, you're perfect.
What's your name, by the way? I feel like
Yeah.
We are
properly.
the Pentav.
The
Why are there
Pentavern.
5 of you in there? I was
Yeah.
thinking you were using the royalty, but I should have known.
We are the warden to the root archive.
What does it mean that that nothing happened?
It means that she has no roots.
She's
I
not.
knew this was a possibility.
Gonna touch it.
Want to touch it?
I'm gonna touch it. Am
Go
I
ahead.
rolling for it? I pick up dice. What am I doing?
What are you looking for? What are you trying to do? Do you just want to like tickle it? Are you like is it like a playful gesture? Is it like a
I just want to see
Inquisitive.
what happens if I touch it.
okay? Let's do. With that, I don't think you need to make a roll.
Okay.
On that, sort of like you bust with your mentacle out and nothing happens. I think maybe not nothing. Maybe a little bit of like a sense of voices talking, but like distant. Something that I think even Azure will say sort of like I can hear the voices. And she looks at you. She's like, "Do you hear them?"
Mhm.
But nothing is.
Sam's
speaking
gonna put
to
his
me.
ear up to the. I'm listening.
Make a knowledge check.
I'm not good. 7.
On a 7 with fear, I get my fear back.
Oh,
On a 7 with fear, you put your ear up to it. And still, again, a resounding silence. There is.
So I don't hear even the faint voices that they
No.
heard.
You do not. And in fact, I think as you do that, your surgical scar starts to throb a little bit.
Oh, hey, Mr. Pentavrum. While we have you here, you checked in with the, security forces?
I am in constant.
So, it seems like there's some problems going on right now. You might want to help. Just saying.
It nods sort of, wisely. And it says, there is one anticipated result, such as the, and another sort of growth comes out of the water, smaller one. And it looks a lot like your mentacle.
Touch.
Touch hands. You touch the other mentacle.
Yes.
This is a physical. This is a physical.
Honestly, both of us would probably love it.
This is more of a physical than a mentacle, but they do shake tickles. They do shake. What do you call them? Just tentacles, I guess.
Touch
Just
tips.
touch tips. Yeah,
Oh, God.
they touch tips.
Oh,
And like dogs meeting for the first time at the dog park, they kind of sniff each other's butts.
That porn store ruined you.
And I just remembered that you're carrying a
Moaning bot?
Oh,
I feel like it
God.
starts moaning louder. when they
I
touch
think it
tips.
does. I think actually, fully, you hear the moan get louder when it happens.
put down.
It
It's in my bag.
is. It is.
We get a spray bottle or something.
I'll take a broom and knock on the outside. Keep it down and there. People are trying to sleep. God's sakes, it's 2:00 in the morning.
What time it is? What day it is? We
Is
got
there a better time to be doing those things?
Look, I just got this thing. I am not the problem here. What does the tentacle say?
It says hello.
What does it do?
It doesn't say anything. Instead, a small, like orb of very intensely blue crystal. It's you can see it sort of rising up as if it was like some sort of like those old bank tube delivery, like
Yeah.
pneumatic
Yeah.
delivery systems.
I
Yeah,
love those.
it's one of those. So it's not. I guess it's more it's more like intestinal motion.
Like, oh,
Peristalsis.
Peristaltic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this blue sort of crystal ball sort of flows up through it and comes up to the top of it, and it flips up and then it rises out.
Oh my God, it's Minority Report.
I've never seen that actually.
Oh, it's a good movie.
I like the book.
Jesus Christ. I won't stop you.
Before you can touch the crystal, it basically places it on Azure's hand, and immediately, the room is filled with a voice. As projected out of the crystal is the image of a tall, sort of slender, awkwardly shaped, like at the top part, fungal creature, that you immediately recognize is the fully adult version of Azure, and the voice carries the room. It echoes, "Azure, I'm glad you made it. I know what you're thinking. What happened? Why no root? Who are you? I can answer some of those questions. Cannot answer all of them. I know this because I am you, and you are me, and I stood here once, watching myself tell me this. We do not have a root. We are not the same as the rest of the phone. I do not know where we came from. I hope you can help us figure out the answer to that riddle. When I say I am you, I am being very literal. I, years ago, stood in this room and watched myself tell me this.
I guess we know Azure's not going to figure out in the next few years.
Azure didn't have us, and I just solved a bunch of secrets of the universe.
Yeah, but we don't want to create a paradox.
I'm glad you're here with Shibble and Cordelia
Ah,
and Sam and
you
Nadezhda.
can't see me, future Azure.
But
Even if
perhaps
Nadezhda
Azure knows
wishes-
that you're here, so future Azure knows you're here.
That's so scary.
Even if Nadezhda wishes to say that she wishes not to be here,
I look at younger Azure and I'm like, okay, you have to remember this. in a few years, remember the lottery numbers and tell your future self to tell me.
Yeah.
You'll always be richer.
What? I mean, they're just trying to live $1 million is pocket change. Like, come on. That won't even buy you passage through the well, probably.
11 million is not pocket change, Cordelia. She says perfectly in time. I will become more wealthy, and so will all of you, but we will not become rich. There will come a time where you, Azure, must make a decision to split off from your friends. I know you will make the right decision, and that decision means that you will be the one making this recording next. I am gone, but I am not, because I am you, and you are here. I don't know how long this has been happening for. I don't know. I'm barely sure at this point that this is not an infinitely occurring event. I say this because I have already changed one thing. Changes can be made. Progress can happen. I know more than I did, and I feel fairly certain that the previous me also knew less than the previous me. You were found by yourself.
You mean alone, or Azure also, or Azure was the one who found Azure?
Both, Sam. As if
Beautiful.
engaging in a conversation.
She knows us so well.
This is obviously to you guys the famous Azure. The famous
The
like
temporal
interdimensional,
projection.
yeah. Her voice is very confident. It's very informative and authoritative, but it's kind and it's familiar. Like you really hear like this is somebody who's talking to a friend. We can solve this. I believe we can, and I know the first step is to stop the Eidolons and stop the births of the gods, because even the gods of the mortals are not prepared for what they themselves are calling.
How?
Do you think anybody was ready for Sky Thigh, Sam? That was what was called from Belief, was Sky Thigh.
Yep.
Was anybody ready for that?
The giant,
I certainly wasn't.
dressed ostrich leg that
Oh,
was
that's right. That's right.
Sky Thigh.
How could anybody possibly be ready for Sky Thigh? And that wasn't even sentient. That was just a thing that fell out of the sky.
We did.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
An innocent.
An innocent.
Yay! Oh, you're back. Thank
Oh,
you.
no.
Yeah.
This is where we usually are.
Yeah, this is our more normal streaming location. Thank you so much. That's fantastic. Yeah. Do you guys want to do anything right now while this is happening?
I mean, I think I'm just directing questions to the younger Azure, knowing that they will filter.
The younger Azure is enwrapped.
How do we stop?
We killed one Eidolon. We can kill more.
The Eidolons are not yet immortal.
That's pretty evident.
What they call forth is a little bit more difficult. The Eidolons are like an exhaust balloon. When you redirect the amount of power, energy that these organizations are directing, you need a valve to release all of that magical.
What happens if you don't have that valve?
You die? Like a guy that's not even a child?
It simply doesn't work.
So it's not gonna blow up.
No, it will just, you cannot not do it. It will happen.
So how long after creating your Eidolon do you birth the god?
Eidolons are not necessarily created, though they can be. Eidolons are instead forced, because there will be
A leak.
So if the Eidolon
it's necessary.
exists, then does the god exist?
No, the Eidolon is the evidence that the power is in play. The god is what happens with that.
Is there more than we know? One God exists. Is there more that have manifested at this?
So I don't have a direct answer to that. But I think the answer is, if you're wondering if there's more than one right now, I cannot say for certain because I have already changed one.
Okay.
There are likely at least two.
Do you know why there were two God babies on my head instead of one?
They were pathogens.
Were they the same thing that split?
They were
We're two different paths.
Demons.
Mhm.
Know this one last thing, or not last thing, one
Yeah,
thing
I've got
to
another
state.
question. You can't just leave
I
that for
do my best to
pathogens.
predict your questions with this pre-recorded message. No, I don't want any pizza, but thank you. She says to
No,
nobody.
Okay, Azure, remember it in the next cycle.
Tell us
Pizza.
to order pizza and bring it down here.
I am
Um,
craving it.
Azure is we are the Neos. We are the empty, rootless,
How do you spell that?
and AOS.
Also, Azure, you should start counting how many of these you do. Even if you start from now.
It is. We'll get there.
Wow, so intelligent for a pre-recorded message. We must be really predictable.
No, Shibble, don't eat that.
Well, you may eat that.
I just said you can eat whatever you want.
I didn't say you can eat whatever you want, but you may eat whatever you want to eat in this room,
The water.
unless it's impossible to eat it. You could freeze it.
You can eat soup. Why can't you eat pond water?
Tea is just dirty leaf water, Shibble.
Can we get back? I feel like we
Yeah, the name
let's
is
refocus.
MC Rootless.
The Neos is a vessel.
Kind of like
It is. I believe we are what comes before an idol.
So, do you believe there are others that are that of the similar kind of thing?
I believe that the eidolons are vented through metaphysical neoses. We are the Neos because we are a natural existing form of this already.
How is the fungus dragon reacting to all of this?
Just watching very casually, honestly.
So, Azure Prime, the old Azure. Sorry, didn't mean to call you old. Let's just say a group of like 30 to 50 hacktivists decided to worship you. What would happen?
When this happened, I was
When you were
I
a little
escaped
baby?
against it.
Yeah, when you ran away from those lasagna.
Spend a fear?
For
Oh, and entertainment. Hey, hey guys. Yeah. Okay, I'll spend a fear on this. How do I introduce a complication to this? Here's how I could introduce a complication to this. In the last version, I have not been worshipped,
Oh, this is new.
and the outcomes of that scenario are among the most catastrophic, I believe.
So if you are worshipped, bad things will happen, or if you're not worshipped, bad
Worship
things.
is the ritual that guides.
Yeah, there's a
this
lot of
power.
ritual there,
Mm.
Azure.
Worship is
Perhaps maybe they have adopted
the dance.
the ritual of all religions that they know about. That's what it seems like.
Ritual guides so much magical energy.
Did we, in your cycle, did we destroy Hyphasia?
No,
Do you think we did this time? I hope not.
How
But
would you?
I don't know if that may be a necessary step. I don't want it to be, and I certainly hope you can find a way around it if it were to happen. I simply am introducing a variable already. By that I mean I have said different things to you than I was told.
so,
And when Azure, when you are me, you will, I hope, say something other than what I am saying.
I mean, can you give us a direction? Where do we go from here? What do we do? I know we have to destroy the Eidolons, but like,
To leave Hyphasia, you must re-enter the lattice. You'll be taken down the stream of the flow of energy. And chances are very high that you will end up at some point in Vex, because another Neos is embedded there. And it is the origin of Stormspire.
whoa,
The Stormspire is hollow.
yeah, we know.
It is a tube
I drew a
through
picture
which
of it. You can look at it. I mean, you can't because you're recording, but I wrote a paper.
I cannot see anything, but thank you.
You're welcome.
It is the at Azure. We are like that for this for us, for Fungal. We are not the only ones, but we are the only ones left, I believe. The Neos does not have a root. And I believe, therefore, the Neos must create itself.
I have a question. In the previous cycle, what was the stupidest, most avoidable thing that we did so that we can not do it?
Everything.
I would, for example, do my best not to release any parts of any god's side of the plane.
Okay,
the
but
material.
hypothetically, if that had already happened,
I'm so glad that you're willing to reassure me. I cannot hear you.
Can you make calls anywhere in the world if you have a god phone?
can God have a phone?
I have a god phone.
The lattice is the circulatory system of power between the planes. Well, the lattice is more specifically when that circulatory system impinges on the material reality of that plane.
So it's the intersection of the
It is
circulatory system.
It's an interstitial. The lattice exists interstitially between the planes,
Yeah.
and where the planes touch each other, and the lattice pushes them apart,
Yeah.
and that leaves a mark on the world that looks like Hyphae.
That's like my picture.
I have a question for future Azure. By the time you are we still friends?
Oh,
I leave you not too far from them, but I will always know that you were my first and best bro.
I'm gonna cry. I'm so sorry.
I know that I was drawn to you because I will always be drawn to you, but you saved my life by being arrested, because without that, I would never have reawoken. You woke me up. We are not identical to the Azures that were in the surveillance spirits, but they are made from us. They are split in a way that resembles how most fungal can be split, but we cannot.
they're like a cutting or like a.
It's a very complicated dynamic that I don't think it really bears to describe too thoroughly. It depends on what actually turns out to be the case in the one that you guys do. All I can say is that in interest of time, they tried to create a thing like us by taking us and
A
putting it
Naos?
in there. Not a Naos as such, but a thing that leads to the idol.
Project Worldmind.
Project Worldmind created these. Also, Sam, I want you to know those invisible drones are watching you still.
Those flights. I was wondering about them.
Even in Hyphasia?
No,
Even though Helicanth was dismantled.
the ghost flies belong to Mordborg.
But they're only watching me specifically and not any.
You are especially visible to Mordborg's surveillance because of your multi-network presence. Allow me to say one more important thing. I can never be on Hyphasia at the same time that Azure is on Hyphasia. We will destroy it. We are there.
Two souls at the same time
It cannot happen.
can explode the plane.
It is possible.
Well, it's-
with
Is that a matter of someone's future self and past self being in the same?
no, it is because of the nature of Hyphasia itself and the nature of us as Neos, as Neosi. We will burn the whole plane, and I believe that has something like this has happened before. That is perhaps why this place is charred.
Azure, you remember that. Young Azure, not future Azure.
Which part?
Well, the idea of the two of a person being on separate planes coming together, exploding a plane. You remember that.
I think so. It sounds
It's like one of the only things you do remember.
I don't know which memories are real.
Well, clearly that one is.
I think this is a point where Azure, the big one, says, I have imbued you with my own memories, which were imbued upon me by myself. That is why they look so familiar but have no detail. They don't refer to anything. So while you believe you might remember a thing, it might not be true. That doesn't mean that because you remember something, it is untrue. It simply is very hard to tell. We are able to do a thing that most of us can. We are able to progress to a point of near infinite Most fungal cannot do this. Most fungal are not capable of the levels of manipulation of our bodies as we are. We are not like most fungal in some ways, and I don't know where we came from, especially because we are self-causing.
Does that mean that you believe that at some point you will go back in time?
I know that because I have. I go back. Have to leave you. It's a choice I can make. It's not necessary. But if it happens that I do not, then this will end. All of this. Because I get us to Hyphatia, even though I cannot go myself.
Mhm.
We
Except
can
that
be on
you
the same
can.
plane. We simply cannot be on Hyphatia. We are on the material plane together. As
You're still there?
no.
You were still
when
there
I
20 years ago.
arrive, my younger self is still here.
Oh, because when you go back in time, there's two of you, but on the material plane, not here.
Yes.
Okay.
But we cannot be here at the same time. The orientation of there is a spatio-temporal arcano-directional orientation, a telos.
Everybody knows that.
It is archaic philosophy 101.
Well, not all of us are practiced in archaic
it is the
philosophy.
fungal school of philosophy that there is a telos, a flow of energy. We, I think, as fungal, being outside of the life and death continuum, are perhaps more sensitive to that balance. Not that we are undead or unalive or anything of the sort.
Yeah, what's the deal with the undead fungal?
There is something there, and that is what wakes us up. We wake up because somebody gets near us, Shibble, and that person needs help. And I believe the only reason I was able to wake up is because everything was imbalanced in a way that is scary and dangerous. And whatever those undead construct identities are, it's very bad for us on Hyphatia if they are.
Well, hell, say there was a door left open. What would you have to say to that?
Doors need not necessarily be closed.
Yeah, that is key. One of the key philosophies of Shibbleism.
This is, I think, the reason that I am so called to Shibble. Shibble is a voyager, a passenger in the universe in a very similar way to
Space
me.
cadet.
Somebody who moves between doors where people are told they cannot go.
We need to do something to save Hyphatia before we leave.
If you did not do anything to harm Hyphatia,
Well, no.
Shibble, do you have any questions about how I found you?
Like you found me on purpose?
You found me, but I had to find you.
To rescue him.
You woke me up because of your need, and I found you in a lake.
Lactose.
Yes.
They were harming you,
Probably ardent.
not just ardent, more than ardent, but also ardent.
Why did they put Shibble in a lake?
There are two great powers working on.
Together?
No,
Okay, because together is really scary.
think anabolic and catabolic. They work together by working against each other. Friction between their nature is the source of
Mhm.
the dynamic. The corpse were born from the energy generated by their death. Mordborg is one.
Mr. Laterre is the other.
Mr. Laterre is the second.
We really need to deal with him.
Both of them have been around for longer than Vescarre has existed. Both of them are waiting for something to happen to Vescarre. Laterre wants to die, and he cannot. Mordborg wants to kill, and he cannot. There is a third factor, not a third former student of Laterre. Laterre is a man who inspires people.
He's got a cult. The Orthodox.
More than one. He has inspired multiple cults throughout his life. Mostly, at this point that you're hearing this, he considers this a failing of himself. He wishes nothing more than to be left alone. He wishes to die, and he cannot die. Nothing he does lets himself die. I don't know if it would be a gift or if it would be detrimental to kill him.
Well, if somebody wanted to kill him anyway,
Or just punch him in the face?
no, kill him.
He has your brother.
Yes, he does.
I'm sorry. I think you will have to face your brother.
What if we just...
N- 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 Yeah. I will have to face my brother.
Don't we all? One of us was
Duh,
going to
duh,
have
duh,
to.
duh, duh.
Mine died in a plane
You will have
crash.
to face your brother in some way.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. What I can tell you that for me, it was a full-blown, dangerous, magical combat that left thousands dead. For the me before me, it was more interpersonal.
Well, I suppose I will have to hope for that it's interpersonal this time.
What if we locked Laterre in a trunk and threw it in the ocean?
He is one of the most powerful
I
sorcerers
don't
in
think
all
we
of
can lock
history.
him in a trunk.
You can put him in a trunk if you wished, but he will be back at your home before you return.
He's gonna curdle our milk again. That's so weird.
Who is the former student?
Yeah, what of them? What of the third factor?
Why does he want to die?
As
Just
soon
because he can't?
as soon as
Is
you
he just a
can't, it's-
millennial?
no. Shibble, as soon as you can't die, it becomes like something you want.
He wants to die because he has no hope. Ironically, his entire vision of the future, when he was still a regular mortal person, was built on having a vision of the future. And he is a visionary. You can say what you want to say about him. You cannot deny that he's a visionary. He might be a hallucinating visionary. He is a hallucinating visionary. That doesn't mean that he's not a visionary. He inspires people and he sees things that are part of reality. He describes reality in ways that nobody else has been able to, except Mordborg.
And the third one?
The third one is a student from the time before he was the way he is.
You give us a name and address?
Vibe.
He is a ghost.
Spooky.
I don't think we are met a ghost.
He lives inside, or he exists inside a magical space that,
Magic ghost.
Aren't all ghosts?
and I believe he may be a patron
Close
of yours.
enough.
Lodi, perhaps.
Whoa. Was he not a factor in the previous cycles?
He is a factor that has not fully been borne out. He is aware of what is happening to a degree that is, he is dead, but he cannot die. He is both things that both of the Mordborg and Nadezhda both want. He has achieved. He
How
has
do I find him?
transcended. He has found it.
Good.
He is
Step one.
He is Rasmodius. His name is Fisher.
Fisher.
Fish.
He is the Hope Fisher. He is a tragic figure
Misunderstood.
because hope is painful and is understandably difficult to feel it in a place like Vescarre.
That's certainly true.
But Vescarre was born from hope in the first place, and the people there persist. So I must go. There's a war in space. Everything that exists in space.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like outer space.
kind of
I didn't
Star
say outer
Wars?
space. I said space.
Oh, just like
There's
there is
By the
all
dumbwaiter.
war,
By the
all war, but you made it sound all grand.
Big fight next to the in the alley.
Yeah. I've heard of a city with many alleys. The next war will be fought there.
Well, we can't. We know it can't be Vescarre. Vescarre has no allies.
Sure, those. They're just like mostly claptrap. She says, I'm sorry that I don't have more answers, and I hope that motivates you to find more answers for the next time this conversation has to happen, and hopefully one day it will not have to happen again. She's gone.
Well, little Azure, next time you have this conversation, tell past me if I'll be me again ever.
We'll give you a list of questions.
Yeah.
Azure's literally just like crying silently,
We give Azure a hug.
like non-responsive almost, just like
You get a group hug situation going.
Yeah.
I still got my hand invisibly on her shoulder.
Nope.
Azure's like, it's okay, Nadezhda, I understand.
Can you grow to your adult form?
I don't think so right now.
All right, let me know when you can. I don't want to say fuck you to the face of a child.
Really a
I'm
child, I
not
just
going
vaguely
to. No,
physically
you
resemble
grow
him.
up and then I will say
I
it.
just,
Don't tell her to grow
I just
up.
feel like there's more going on here.
Here,
It
you
seems
So
disproportionate.
what?
It seems
I
disproportionate
don't
supporting
care. There's
Azure.
always more going on.
if you
Who decided that I have to be part of it?
if you have big feelings, write them down.
And then you can tell yourself.
You can write them, and then usually dangerous stuff happens. But you can write them. Doesn't have to all just be facts.
It's not Azure's fault.
The Pentavrum is sort of looking at each of you, regarding
yeah.
each of you. No, he's just
Forgot about
watching.
him.
Just watching. And he's like,
What do you think,
they're
buddy?
like, this was foretold.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it was.
Congratulations.
I'm sorry, it simply was.
Well, what did they say about it?
That this would happen.
Did they have, say, an address where I can find my brother? No, that was not foretold. Nothing useful to individuals is
We,
ever
the Pen-
foretold, is it?
We, the Pentavrum, have never been to the material plane.
Did they foretell anything else
Many things have been.
relevant to this situation?
No.
Is it foretold that that's the way out?
Well, yes, but only in the sense that that is the way out.
Great.
Also, like, should we do something about the god infection? Is there a way we can help?
What got infection?
Yeah,
I thought you checked with the
Sam.
security people. There's problems.
I have pathogens.
Yeah, we think we might have accidentally pathogened.
You brought a cold or something.
yeah.
I
Kind of.
guess.
I think you see like the mushrooms on its back sort of reach up like your mentacles a little bit and like plug into like little notches in the wood behind it.
See if it can find your Hoover Jr.
Here, if you need a reference, here's one. I realize I'm invisible, so my phone is also invisible, but I feel like you can
Hand it
probably
to me.
smell it.
Hey,
You guys see like little like dots of light coming
This is
in
another
to like
Hoover.
through these like root system.
great. You're taking care of that?
I will handle it.
So, like,
Right.
how bad on a scale of 1 to 10?
You released a computer virus into a natural biological system.
Like, do you have an answer?
So it's fine.
It's fine.
It could be something like a prior.
Oh,
Oh.
not fine.
It's an informational.
I mean, can we help?
Sam, I think we're just gonna make things worse.
Probably, but we have to try.
Does this pond water have priority?
You made
Oh no, Shibble's gonna get mad cow.
Mad cow. Oh no. That's just when you get really mad, really angry.
Shibble hardly ever gets mad.
Yeah.
That's why when
That's
they
why it's such
do.
a problem.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel bad. I want to help clean up our mess if we can.
I will handle this part.
Okay, you're good. We're all good then.
I do not make a promise, but I will do.
Should we leave? I guess.
Yes.
Okay, we're
I
gonna
am
do that.
tired. I've been
I
awake
meant,
for
like,
nearly 30 minutes.
Leave this whole place.
What's in that chest over there?
A question.
Well,
Go ahead.
can I go look at it? Will you get mad at me?
You can make one more roll while you're still
Yeah,
invisible.
what's I gonna do? I'm gonna become invisible.
That's why you're asking.
why
Will you be mad at me?
I'm probably gonna do it either way.
You can go look.
Is that you, Jaime, saying
Mhm,
that?
it's behind us.
No.
What does the dragon say?
Him
The dragon
Jaime
is
is
looking-
also looking for a
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about anything.
I mean, I am curious to a fault, so I guess I'll go look at the chest, but I'm put it out there that I was doing it, so it doesn't count as stealing.
Everyone gets near the exit except for me and Cordelia. I'll walk by you. I have to hope I can blink out of here. Things get shitty.
Nadezhda's gonna pull like babysitter mode.
All right, everyone, grab your buddy's hand.
Yes,
and walk
take
out.
everybody's hand, walk to the edge. Do let me know if Azure grows up so I can say fuck you right to their face. I will go with Cordelia.
Okay, I'm gonna look in the chest. I wanna find this question. I've been thinking about it all week. I have it written down in my book.
open chest.
Okay, well, now,
One sec.
Go get the chest and then go get the gold.
well, now I know how to motivate Libby if you're
Oh, that's right. There was a big pile of gold
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah,
in the
but
dungeon.
It's a chest, yeah.
No, there was also a loose pile of gold right
No,
outside.
it was like there was like it was like a golden mass. kind of
Yeah.
filled.
Oh, yeah.
That was the third thing.
Oh,
Oh,
okay, I'll take your word for
that
it.
was a lot of
Well,
gold going on. In this
Okay, so
map.
you're looking in the chest.
Yeah, I am. I'm about to die. I mean, it looks like he's rolling.
worry about it.
dice.
I just start rolling dice.
I'm going to be absolutely as far down as I can with one hand on Cordelia's ankle, just so I can blink.
Marcus spent a fear.
Just now?
Yes.
I'll grab Shibble's hand since we're buddies.
He said, "Yeah, I'm doing it." I trust.
I mean, I shouldn't be mad at you because last week you did tell us stop giving you opportunities. So
Yeah, but we're not gonna.
this is the bad decision.
You are rolling so many dice and making
They're
so
not
many
bad
notes.
I'm gonna
decisions, they're
die.
Five base
Also,
decisions.
an innocent apple gifted another sub
Really?
to me this time.
Oh,
Well, thank you.
yeah, thank you.
I'm so glad you're subbed, Marcus.
Wait, why'd you say?
Well,
What are you saying?
I mean, last time Innocent Apple was watching, they gifted a sub and it went to me because I was also monitoring the stream.
Okay.
Innocent Apple likes it when we use.
How many rounds have you rolled?
So many.
Okay, cool. See ya.
Die.
Have you ever
It's the
played
last thing you're
Elden
going
Ring?
to do in this game.
You know that chest that teleports you to like a crazy
Oh, yeah.
super
Yeah.
Just no.
Do you see it? Do you see like a sigil on the ground in front of it glowing? And it's just like if you stand on it, like letters appear in front of your face, and they say, what is it? Like
I don't know. I've never played.
butthole.
Oh yeah, try finger, but
Tri-finger butthole. Yeah, that's it. That's what because never mind. Anyway, it makes sense in Elden Ring.
It's okay. It'll only be the second time Jaime has killed me.
So you got to open it.
Yeah.
We got a thirsty. Wow, thank you.
Wow.
That's incredible.
We love you, Apple.
We really appreciate
We need to
that.
make sure we have enough listeners so that
Yeah, right.
You didn't die in vain. Anyway,
I don't know.
there I am. One finger on.
It's okay. Just
Cordelia?
bring my corpse back to Arden. I'll be fine.
Okay, that's
We
fine.
appreciate you.
and I
Um,
checked in with my buddy Shibble, and
Now, checking back in with our players. Who wants to see somebody die?
frankly,
You opened the chest.
Pentavrum really should have
die.
warned us.
Yeah.
My soul is trapped.
This
in the
one's on the
chest
pentagram.
forever.
That was a little like true neutral. It's kind of the vibe.
Yeah, but if you were like watching someone
If
walk
someone
over to
asks
that,
you for information and
trap.
you're true neutral, you give them the information.
Oh yeah, that's true.
yeah, if
So
someone was
nobody
like,
asks.
"Should I open that door?" and the true neutral person knows there's a shotgun aimed at the door that'll shoot, it's not true neutral not to say anything.
He did say a question.
A question.
Which is
The question is, do you want to die?
it's very enticing to both me, Libby, as a player,
Okay.
and Cordelia.
Oh, you know
as
what the
a
question is?
person.
What happens after you die?
It's going to happen, so let's just do this.
Chest of
Let's do
mimics.
this.
Maybe my soul is in the chest.
All right, yeah, what
You
happens?
gonna open it?
I mean, yes.
It's not locked.
You already rolled all those dice. I'm not going back now.
It's not locked. It just opens. It looks very normal.
Oh, is there anything inside?
There is a dagger inside.
Oh.
A jagged, gilded dagger covered in runes.
Ooh.
Sharp, angular runes.
Scary room dagger. That's kind of cool.
Um,
Pentavrum, is it cool if I take this with me? Will I die?
you inevitably will die.
I mean, yes. Well,
Well, will she die sooner as a result of taking this dagger?
I do not
Probably.
know the future.
will you be mad if I take this?
It wasn't foretold.
That was not.
I don't think I'm important.
Do you know
enough to have
anything
a
about this
prophecy
dagger?
about
I
me.
know that this box produces one thing sometimes.
Okay, what is something that
Does it always produce a
The
dagger?
question that is inside of it is, will there be a thing in there?
So if there's like, does this mean I'm like worthy and I've earned it, or is it just truly random?
The dragon like looks at you, it blinks
You
like
can't-
twice, and it's like, sure.
So if you close it and someone else opens it,
You are
there'll be
standing
something
directly in front of this thing.
different
It's possible.
Yeah, but I'm also.
We should do that.
I know.
I
that-
should also take
That's
turns opening it.
legitimately immediately what I was like. I'm absolutely
Okay,
doing that.
but let me take the dagger first, and then you can test your
Yeah.
worthiness.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have say in this. I'm just
No, you.
I'm just
I'm
having
grabbing this dagger.
one finger so I can blink
No,
her out
that's
if we need.
fair.
Okay. There's no response. Like, the
So you have this cool dagger
Take
now.
the dagger.
the pentavrum is just sort of like passively observing.
Okay.
Sam runs over and closes the
I
chest
feel
and
like I'm
opens it.
visible
Okay, wait,
now.
let me put one finger on your ankle.
I feel like that
Let
counted
me
as an
put one
action.
finger on your ankle. You'll go back to the door in case we need
I
to.
can't believe this cool dagger I got.
I'm so mad with everyone and everything.
It's like runes look kind
You
of
could
evil.
stab someone
So
with that.
angry.
I
all the
probably
time.
will.
That is there anything in there when I open it?
Feel so much anger.
Oh,
Which
I
I'll
want to
just-
open it next.
You should eat the entire chest.
Wait,
Then you could throw up for
You know what happens when you put a bag of holding into a bag of holding? Yeah.
also, you can lose the manticles at any time. I mean, we just got it from drinking the water. The effect of, like, next time you pee, they
It's
could
like-
just drain out of
You're just pulling sandwich out of the chest like a magic trick, where like more. and more-
Scooby Doo sandwich is so it's got like everything in it.
Like 30 layers.
You're like I feel like this dagger is like if I stab someone, it also takes my life. Oh,
I love having this
A
uncertainty.
dagger that can only kill
Injected.
priests.
oh
Every single interaction.
Do you want to know the truth on that?
yeah.
I'll give it to you just because it's funny that you said that. It's a dagger that specifically attacks elves, people of elves.
Oh.
Ooh.
Do I know
Man.
any elves?
Your family is Fae.
Some of them are kind of big.
Oh, I'm sorry. What I mean is it's specifically usable on half Fae.
So my siblings.
Your siblings
Specifically,
specifically.
just my siblings.
Yeah, and this is, I want you to, I would like you to know that this is the result of a random roll table sequence, and that's
Dagger-
what it produced.
That is my own natural predator.
A dagger of Cordelia Slaying.
That's it was just very funny that it produced that. So like when you said that, I was like, oh, that's actually that. Okay,
So it's Cordelia's bane.
Family best.
Yeah.
Big default.
Not cousins, just me and my sibling.
it has no name.
Okay.
I think.
Well, its name is Cordelia's
Yeah,
bane.
yeah. Well, or the Cordelia Slayer.
This is hilarious.
What did Sam get when he opened
Yeah.
I'm taking that name, Esther. That was really good.
Almost through this.
And does that mean it doesn't work as a knife against?
No, it
people
does.
who
It
aren't-
works as a knife. It just does. It has
Oh.
special.
I mean, that'd be very funny if it was just blunt when he tried to stab it.
Should I stab myself and see what happens?
No! Give it to me. Good to
Okay.
stab you. The one person in the world who will not do a random stupid thing.
Oh my god,
me.
this is so good for you.
Okay.
This is you
Before
get
say
a
that,
ring.
Consider
of-
this though: of all of us, you are by far the most likely that will have to face your evil clones. So having a dagger of Cordelia Slaying,
That is actually really true.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay,
Me plus
Okay.
my sibling.
You find a ring with a trio of amethysts on it.
Ooh.
It is a gold-plated blast. What is it? Gold-plated brass ring. And it gives you it was
Not that it's just specifically that it's cheap. It's not pure gold.
very thin, my blade is.
you add a
Rubs off.
d6. You roll with advantage when doing a reaction roll against spells that are attacks.
Whoa.
It's basically a ring of bullet time.
That's
That's
sick.
kind of
Oh
nice.
my god, that's so
damn.
cool.
Okay.
Take it out.
Also
of
the
chest.
result of a random roll.
Okay.
We gotta keep this train
Take it out
rolling.
of the chest.
Yeah.
Close the chest. Shibble opens the chest.
One finger on Shibble's ankle.
You guys, so I'm rolling this as a luck check to see if it produces anything. And I've rolled like a 16, an 18, and a 20.
Great.
Let's
The
do
dice love us.
let's do okay, so there's something in there for you.
No, there isn't.
But you still must try. Oh my god.
And then we gotta
Peer
have Azure
pressure.
try.
Exactly. I'm what?
Esther actually just choked.
How heavy is this chest? Can we bring it with us?
Hey, we should use it at Rasmus to test people's worthiness before they get to join when we start hiring. What does it have to do with
Yeah, I'm not
worthiness?
100% sure that there's a worthiness component to it.
I'm just
Why are you saying that while I open it?
We already know you've gotten something.
Like, we
you got it
both-
funny.
we both got artifacts that were very much tailored to us.
true.
So they must have been waiting
Yeah.
for somebody worthy to come and get them.
Or it's like our greatest
This is
desire,
such a
which
rich
is
logic.
And when I become like Max and I
I have it,
die and
therefore
come
I
back
must be
to life
worthy
a
of it.
million times and I'm super sad and depressed, well, now there's a knife that kills me. So we're good. I'll never be a Mordborg.
Is Nico Laterre?
You find
Oh,
the amulet that you previously found.
again.
Wait, did it disappear?
It's not on you.
To find your wallet.
Um,
And your retainer from middle school.
the one that you lost in school that day.
School trip. Yeah.
Hey, I've never lost a retainer in my life.
And a sandwich that you were sure you hadn't eaten, but everyone else assumed that you had.
Is that a beer?
And the beer and Shibble's amulet.
Hold on. You want to do
Like
that?
a library book.
You have to take away the
Tell me about my amulet, though. I forgot what it does.
You don't know what it does. That's the whole point. You have to try to use it.
The dragon.
It's a 20 luck. You just get something that it took
No,
off
that's
you and gave back.
literally just a like to see if there's anything in there.
Oh.
It didn't take anything off of you. It just you happen to randomly roll a sequence of things that's literally the same thing.
I mean, I think it'd also be funny if they just had two. And it
That actually
gave
would
them
be
no
very funny if you just
benefit.
had two. Let's
I
just give you
actually
two.
retconning it.
Yeah, let's
I have
retcon it.
to.
We're retconning it to two. It's two. That is funnier.
I had one and I found an identical one.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, I bet that's how you got that. Which means
Oh,
if you
what
keep
if it-
coming back here, you'll get
And I'm part of the cycle.
okay, what if it's the
No, I'm
future
not.
version? In the future, you give that
You
to,
put it in our
to Azure, and Azure puts
We
it in
said
there.
that I found the first amulet
At your
at the
parents' house.
bottom of the
Yeah.
river.
But maybe you.
No, I found it like
Oh, that's right.
in a river when I was doing Iron Ward
That's right.
reclamation.
That's right.
But maybe future you put this.
I'm not
amulet-
that smart, and I never will be.
Well, when Azure has
Maybe
to give
Azure
us,
does
you
it.
should give them that as a present, one of the two as a present, and then they can leave it in this chest.
Do that.
The Pentavrim's like, I have no idea how things get in there. It was here when we got here.
Nadezhda.
Please, you have to do something for Nadezhda for once. It'll make you feel better.
Nadezhda?
This is our like Father Christmas scenario.
Yeah.
And the dragon that's like,
And Santa's like, here, kids, have some swords.
I don't know if the question was ever answered. Is the box portable?
Yeah, how much does it weigh?
The question was not answered, but the answer is, it doesn't appear to be movable.
oh,
Yeah.
Like it seems to be
okay.
part of the rock itself.
All right. Fair enough. I knew that was going to be the
They were like,
answer.
they literally said it was here when we got here.
Try to
They
move
built the thing
it.
around the chest.
It.
Yeah, you can try to move it.
Waiting for this place. No.
I can't do math. 19 with fear to move the chest.
Okay.
Is there an audience ex machina roll?
There is actually. I have it.
I'm
here.
gonna
Where did I
I'm
put it?
gonna do something
Can you-
very stupid.
Can you tell me what
but
I
let
got
her get her
for?
thing first.
roll?
Okay.
I'm gonna increase it by 5. I'm gonna use half my prayer dice to increase
We're
it to
just gonna
24.
destroy the chest. There's no sane game where
Yeah.
Kanye would let us do this.
So now Shibble's roll 24.
Can I spend a hope to use when one door closes and add 2?
We're gonna get to that in a moment. But no, you cannot re-roll. This is luck checking,
Or
basically.
or you're just gonna like accidentally pry the lid off and break it. It's not gonna give us anything.
Yeah, I think we're breaking it forever. Which proved
Or-
we
or
were the worthy ones.
You break it and it's like a fire hydrant. It's just spilling items out.
But they, why is there 5 more Cordelia spades? What's going on?
Oh no, we're drowning in Cordelia knives.
Kill me.
I lost my D8 somehow.
I'm sure there's some in this bowl.
I can roll the
There's
D8.
literally one right
It'd be
here.
fitting.
Do you want it?
Colored
Do you want it? Do you want
No,
it?
no, I have one. I have one. I was looking for the specific one for my.
Yeah.
I
Someone
lost
sold
mine.
their D8.
I was like, do I not know what a D8 looks like? I'm staring at my Daggerheart dice.
Nadezhda is reeling by now. And so am I a little bit.
I can't wait to see what exciting thing you get, Nadezhda.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. It'll be like,
Another gun.
With a single bullet.
it only killed Cordelia.
It's a bullet with Cordelia's name carved into it.
And it comes with a little paper that says you'll know when it's time.
Everything we got only kills Cordelia.
Cordelia, what happens if you touch the amulet?
It's just like, this one's just a prawn. Wait, Cordelia, aren't you allergic?
Shellfish allergy now?
The chest is just sitting there thinking, whoever opens me next, nothing kills them. From now until eternity.
It's stuck on Cordelia mode, so not only forgets.
Is that something to do with there being infinite Cordelias?
No, when we tried to
That's
pull the
it.
chest out, we broke it and it got stuck on
The next-
Cordelia.
The next person who comes in here opens it, and there's like a little like music box, and they wind it up and it plays. and
Where's
you
the
just
big
drop
D100?
dead somewhere
Oh, it's
for
out
no
there.
reason.
The big D100.
D100.
Thank
How
you.
many stairs are you walking down, Di?
Tell me what that number is.
68.
It's just a picture of Cordelia in her house with like a cross arrow.
Yeah, with a circle and a line.
Ooh.
with
No.
the eyes X'd out.
Okay.
Okay.
You reach in
Oh, thank
All
you.
right.
and you
Forgot about
pull
that.
out
Sweet.
a beer, almost exactly like that dice. Actually, Die.
Okay.
D100.
Yeah.
Keep it away from Cordelia.
Here.
It's about that size. It's made of flint. It is jagged, like there's like rough, jagged, like sharp edges. It's covered in runes that literally are painful to look at.
Fantastic.
We have matching rooms.
Exactly.
Is this a Cordelia spear?
It's I think when you touch it, you understand
Blunt
immediately
object
it
to
is
kill
an
Cordelia.
old world wand.
Old world wand.
Ooh, that also feels very much Nadezhda.
These runes are archaic, like proto Vexen.
It shoots magic
Not even
missiles that
Vexen.
never miss Cordelia.
Like
Cordelia seeking.
no, it
Those are
give
my
me
style.
a check, like one of your art. What is it? Sense Arcane, whatever.
Instinct.
Yeah.
Okay. That is 14 with hope.
A 14 with hope.
I reached in and it's
Um,
just a list of Cordelia's fears.
It's growing.
It
back
really
in
does
it.
cause you
copy
pain
of
to
her
look at these
journal.
runes. Something about them is oppressive, painful. Like it makes your like if you guys look while she's looking at it, it makes her eye like the veins in her eyes pop out.
Oh, you
like-
don't look so good.
Don't
look at that.
but you look at it and you see a sequence that looks like old, like I said, Proto-Vexen. But like Proto-Vexen was written in an alphabet that multiple languages used, and it just you immediately recognize it says Mordborg on it. This is a wand of soul capture.
Ooh.
You put Nicola there's
You can put one person's soul into the wand.
Or if we find Cordelia's soul wherever it is, we can get it.
You could save my soul. I thought that was impossible, but maybe
Soul
not.
capture.
It
It
might.
may. It belonged to Mordborg.
Is Nicola Terra's soul in there?
No, Nicola Terra is still wandering.
Maybe
But
he's wandering around.
Can I
soulless.
tell if
I'm
it's
still
open
wandering
or
and my
it's
soul's not in
full
me.
or empty?
Arcane sense, maybe?
With a 14 with hope, it is empty.
Okay. Well, I am becoming quite the shady character. I look at my inventory. 2 guns, an automatic weapon, a whip, an erotic fungal nude, a box of moans, a black book, and arcane die that I looted off a dead spy. A Vexen holy milk, a holy cup of soul of Andasi trees, and 182,000 intercredits.
I think you almost
So-
immediately recognize that this is the antithesis of like what an Andasi conceptually is. This is like not a spirit projecting into the world, but like a void that absorbs a spirit.
It's a
and pulls it.
Pokeball.
Yeah, gotta catch him all. Gotta catch him.
I don't. Can poke.
I'm holding
Oh,
internal
God.
torment,
Really?
and I don't take as much as I expected it to.
That you have to kill to use.
Yeah.
So when we find evil me, I'll stab her and you put her in there.
You specifically have to.
They are
kill
getting a
somebody
lot of
to
anti-Cordelia
trap their
weapons.
soul.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a spear of eternal torment. Great.
This is old. This is very old world.
On the other hand, it's a very pretty little thing.
And you know that all the
My mother
corpse,
would love this as a paperweight.
all the corpse in Vescarre would build this spear of eternal torment if they could. We have Azure open the chest.
How to be worried.
Azure does not want to open chest.
Okay.
Aw.
Azure is.
Okay, also, I tried to move it. Remember?
That's right.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened when I tried to move
So on a
it?
19 with fear.
It was the 19th of fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a 19 with fear. I want to be totally clear on this. It is impossible to move these trash. So on a 24 with fear, what happens is instead you fall into the chest and the door closes.
Oh no! Yes! I opened it! Oh, I look at Pentaverim and I'm like, has that ever happened before?
No.
Can you put your magic eye in the chest and close it and see where it goes?
Great.
I have to spend the hope to do that, but all right.
Look back in Canada.
It just disappears. You can't see through it.
Well, fuck.
Oh, crap.
Maybe that's the way out. Somewhere.
Can you imagine
I don't think you had
the
a
time I had to figure out what would happen if all of us decided to get in the chest?
This is what happens when you try the GM's patience.
Just to be clear,
The little toboggan.
the chest is maybe a third the size of Shibble's. Maybe.
I
At
did like-
max.
I know, guys. Let's
Shibble
all
went
get in the
head
magic
over
annihilated
heels.
chest.
Okay.
Into this box and just kept going.
Pentaverim, I don't think you in Hyphasia created a dagger designed specifically to kill me. So all these items have to come from somewhere.
I believe they come from what is needed.
Or Shibble's just
So
in the
Shibble
back
is-
room of the
Shibble
magic
needed
item
somewhere?
store.
Shibble needed to go somewhere, perhaps the bathroom. I don't know.
Okay.
I sniff near the
Well-
chest. See if I can. I'm
Make
trying
a
to figure out if
knowledge
Shibble
check.
used it as a
Make a
bathroom or
knowledge
not.
check.
Free fear. 11 with fear.
Guys, I'm gonna use spend a fear on that. It does smell like a bathroom, but not from Shibble.
It's
Okay.
at the bottom of an
Smells like
outhouse.
rat piss.
All right. Well, we've lost someone forever because of our antics. So,
Are you going to tell me what I'm doing? Okay.
okay.
We're gonna find out
Um,
after break.
You put me in void timeout, guys.
You do this to yourself. All right, yeah, we're gonna go to break. So come back in 10 minutes about and find out if we can find out what happened to Shibble.
That sounds like murder.
All right, we're live. Welcome back. So, how do we generate where Shibble went?
what if we? Okay, I'm doing Nadezhda, but what if we just do the thing that's convenient for the story?
And what's that?
Have
Shibble's
Shibble
index?
be exactly outside the library, just waiting for us.
I like it. Honestly, I like it.
That's a lot nicer than my suggestion was going to be.
So, do you guys leave?
I was just going to say,
I
like,
guess.
like the meat plane or something.
this. It's a library, so it's just someone being like, "I'm sorry, you have to leave, sir. You are disrupting everyone. So we're going to ask you to go outside the library until you can calm down, and that's it."
This is
That's
it
it.
established that this like building, this underground building space has like weird portal doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe this is like a portal trash can.
Yeah, people just
Is
throw
Shibble
away.
Yeah.
dumb?
Shibble is just outside, upside down. Like
Shibble went up through the garbage chute.
yeah.
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 I got new magic.
Stalcist.
You got peristaltically ejected.
Yeah, Shibble's just in a room full of like those little messages that they put in pneumatic tubes. Like,
Yeah. Yes.
This chest is for everyone. So if you are not willing to let us share it, we're just gonna have to ask you to leave, and you come back some other time.
You are kind of slimy when you come out. Like there's some sort of like a gastric fluid kind of like
Ugh.
there to move
Are you
things
gonna
through.
lick it?
It's mucus, more or less.
Okay.
Okay. Nadezhda is walking out and sees Shibble and says, "Oh yes, I expected Shibble to be right out here. No one was worried. No one- they were always right out here. I knew it."
I think Sam looks over at the chest and he's like,
I think like you like fell out of the wall. It like telescoped open and closed.
Sam is like, I could go in the chest. But then he goes,
Also, Shibble didn't try to go in the chest. Shibble tried to move the chest.
yeah.
What happens if I try to go in the chest? Like if I
You guys
just
are
open
outside.
it
Do
and
you want to
like,
go back in?
yes.
I'm going to go outside and watch where Shibble came out the first
Do
time.
you think the Pentaverim would be mad if I went back in there, grabbed some gold, and then came back out?
When you go back in, the door is closed and it says closed.
Oh.
Doors cannot stop me.
From inside the room, you hear, "Do not. I am eating dinner."
That's just going to encourage Shibble more.
What's for dinner?
Whatever was in the pot.
You can bond his soup. Let me in
I
there.
just didn't want you to eat my dinner.
Let me
Shibble. Eating someone else's soup is not bro behavior.
just
Do you want some scum soup?
yes.
Okay, you can have some scum.
It's a little hatch in the door.
the door, please.
By you outside, like, a thermos pops out.
Can I get in the box again?
Later.
Okay. I'll hold you to that.
Okay.
Enjoy your meal.
I am.
Bye, Pentavrum.
Bye,
Thanks
Sam.
for the dagger meant specifically to kill me.
You're welcome.
I'll take my thermos of pond water.
And your double amulets.
We still don't know what
Are they just like two halves of a friendship bracelet?
I feel like that literally the first thing I thought was it was like
Do they fit
if you
together?
did like a wax pressing on the one amulet, you got the other amulet. That's kind of what I thought. So
Mirror.
it is, but not in like the left right
brooch
way. It's like
bracelet?
this way. And it makes like
The-
what do you
The
call it?
predator handshake.
Oh my god.
The brancher. The brochure ring.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Hands just
It
clasp
is
each
the
other.
predator handshake. It's both sides of the predator
And just
handshake
the
coming together, and they latch onto each other.
That's why you didn't know what it did, is because you didn't have both parts.
you
It
need
wouldn't
two
work.
parts. A bro is a party of two.
When you gotta
Or
use
more.
it before Azure leaves, because when Azure leaves, you gotta give one half to Azure so that Azure can then put the other half in the box.
I don't
for
know.
you.
I don't know if that's how that works.
Is Azure an adult?
No,
Azure,
no, Azure looks pretty shaken.
I got a
Like-
question for you. I'm sorry, I've been meaning to ask this for a while, but I forgot about it.
That's okay.
I got all caught up in the jello of it all last before we were
Yeah.
in here. You said that you had coded some conditions into some defense mechanisms,
Yes.
and that there were conditions that would trigger it. Do you have any idea what those are?
Which
Back in Vescarre.
which part specific? I've done that for a lot of separate.
For raising the underfen to or the ley lines to interfere with the spell grid, what would trigger that?
A critical mass of divine energy.
So perhaps somebody was making an eidolon or a god?
I believe a god had been.
Oh, that's very useful information.
Did it do anything to stop that?
I believe that's why I said there's at least two.
And that is a very good reason to take down the spell grid, I would say. Does anybody disagree with that?
So a god had been
A
born,
god had been born.
and that's why the things, the rupture things came up.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you
So there's
know
Jehovah and what other
which
asshole
god?
god?
Do you know how?
All right, guys.
It's a critical mass.
If you see any wise men, we need to stop them before they can get there.
Maybe we're
Why am I
the
talking?
wise
I'm talking in
men.
the wrong voice. I don't know. It's a critical mass. I was
Me-
talking in the other guy's voice.
Maybe we're the wise men. And
No,
These
I'm
are
going to
the
stop you there.
these are the gifts that we bring. A dagger that specifically kills me.
Fuck girl erotica.
A
A
thermos
box
of
of
pond
bones.
water.
A moaning naked a black hole.
What a horrible
They're like,
god.
we're not putting that in the Bible. You know what? Just say that you got. I have some myrrh here. We're just going to put your name on it and say that that's the present.
Just sign up, and also me.
Well, I know what the first thing I'm going to do when we get back to Vescar. Try and figure out what this new god is.
We need to figure out how to get to Vescar. I wish
Yeah.
that I had told myself how to do that at this point, because I don't
think
really
I know.
understand.
We gotta go to church. The Vexen church.
Yeah, we gotta go to Vex, and then we fall through Vex into Vescar.
That's well, yes, but I don't. The way I understood it, it doesn't. It's not exactly straightforward like that. We have to get back to the plane first.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sorry. The way you described it is we get back to the plane first, but we need to get to the plane. That means we need to find a route that takes us to the
Yeah,
plane.
and they
yeah,
know
I think
how
we
at
can
the
do that
church.
through the church.
Oh,
There
okay.
are
Then
Vexans
let's do
that
that.
do this. Well, there's Vexans that go through the spire, but
They don't come here.
we know. But Katarina comes here. We know that.
So yes, that is true. There is a path. There's certainly a path. We know we have determined this. I simply am worried that I don't know that we're going to be entirely prepared for that.
Well,
Have we
Why-
ever been
why
prepared for
start now?
anything? Azure, have we ever been prepared for?
She just sort of sighs and she like her
What?
shoulders sort of sink. She's like, "Can I have some pond water? Thank you."
all right, you
She
guys
put
should
their
take me to
fingers in it.
church.
It tastes
Wait,
really
does
good.
this count against my vow?
Yeah,
We've
I think
let
so.
that go.
I knew I would.
I mean, you can tell me, but I feel like you would.
knew I would.
Okay.
I feel like we need to do a new connection question at some point since we've
I-
resolved.
Yeah. I pack the box of moans and like layers and layers of like extra clothes, so it muffles.
Yeah, you don't
I
want
mean,
to
it's
take
not
that into the.
loud. It's,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we're going to church.
that's fair.
Just
That's
to
fair.
be sure, we're
Missing
putting
the
some
church.
insulation around that.
Okay, that's fair.
And I guess let's see, how much gold do we have? It's just polite to leave a little offering if we're going to stay the night.
We get to spend the night, or are we just gonna see if we can just go?
Well, this is where we start. Also, we have not stopped moving or slept since we fought a pangolin and came to a different dimension. I
mean-
thought we might want to sleep for a night.
Okay, that's true. But also, this dimension might be about to collapse due to a pathogen.
Yeah.
So factor that in.
The pathogen that we introduced.
Yes. Allegedly.
Also,
Allegedly?
Which what all of us here know. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
turn on you.
Azure's
and
like,
report
who
you.
is that for? I'm not even, I'm just curious.
Okay. Okay. We all have to get married, so we can't be compelled to testify against each other.
and to do that, we have to go to church.
Yes.
Anyway,
I'm not allowed to get
Polygamy
married.
allowed in the Vexen Church?
no.
And anyways, I'm not allowed to get married until my father says so.
The
so
point is,
Your father might be dead.
I would be so lucky. A man does not just die, Shibble.
I mean, I don't think we could just go to a hotel or something, but I guess
No, we gotta commit
gotta-
to this bit of
Yeah.
sleeping on the floor of Mexico.
she's sleeping on on a cot. So does anyone? I spent most of my gold on porn. So could someone just pony up something to offer to the church?
I mean, I hate
A
have
little gold.
ICs, but I don't know that I have gold.
It's like it would
Is
be
there a
like
conversion?
like $50 or something.
There isn't a like,
I have a little gold, but it's
or
all,
not, no, you
it's all I have.
Oh, never
You
mind.
You have
know,
a gold-plated ring.
I will give
my ring.
I will give my only handful of gold to my name to
Well,
this
it's not a
church.
handful. It's to be polite.
Okay.
The point is to be they want to be
Okay.
charitable.
I feel like I had like the standard handful of gold that you start the game with, and
Yeah.
I've never spent money
Same.
ever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have gold.
So yeah, it's just like a couple of
We'll each give
It's
one
it's
coin.
it's a single coin each.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll each
So
give one
4
coin.
coins.
I mean, as a
Five.
joke, when I got
Five.
my $11 million, I filled in every dot on the gold.
Oh, because Azure staying,
Yeah. Let me just
you
go
can't
over.
drink down again for the. Oh right, never mind.
Yeah, like
5 gold coins. Like
get
pound
the,
on
the
the
children's price.
Cutesy.
on the
Just
the
hold on.
door.
Yeah. What was his name? Yeah, but what was his name? I can't remember.
Oh, thinking. Hold on. It's in here. Pretty sure. I have brother Yosef.
Parker, you got a marriage proposal from Apple?
You're gonna have to spend some bits on that.
Only in Vex. Yeah.
I actually don't have his name.
I don't remember the name. I don't know if he gave a name. I think he's just
Yeah,
a
it
deacon.
was just the
Yeah.
deacon.
I think his name was Deacon Damascus.
Okay,
It's a-
Deacon Damascus.
Hey, I'm writing that down now.
I'll ask for his first name.
From the diaper.
I'm gonna roll a d20 luck check. 10. Is he cute?
Yeah, he's pretty cute.
All right.
He looks not dissimilar to the priest in
Fleabag.
I've not seen Fleabag. No. I was thinking what's that oh god damn it, the guy who did like House on Haunted Hill, and he has the one that's like on an island. You know what I'm talking about?
Let's just say Fleabag.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Fleabag.
yeah, that's
I don't know what they
notable hot
You got a
priest.
lot.
Yeah.
It's one of the best shows I've ever. It's literally the best show I think I've ever seen in my life. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't.
No, not Fleabag. The other one.
Oh, but I mean, Fleabag is.
No, I'm
worth
not.
it,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know it's up there. Yeah.
Nadezhda, you could have a chance with him. I mean, you messed things up with Mishka, but
He does look a little.
It would be long distance. Oh, that's a concern.
come back with us.
The Vexen Church is everywhere.
This place might explode anyways.
Everywhere.
I'm
Guys,
sure
I have a
this doesn't want to
question.
explode.
Are Vexen priests allowed to marry, or is it like a Catholic thing where they can't?
Well, he's not a priest, he's a deacon.
Oh, okay. But
It's like a.
now I'm still curious about the priests. though,
Sam, a
like,
deacon is a lay person.
but for the priests, are they allowed to marry?
No.
Oh, just curious.
All right.
Oh hi.
Oh, hello.
I was asleep. How are you?
It has been a hell of a night. My friends and I, we are looking to sleep in the.
Come in. Come in.
Guest
The door
house.
is always open.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Always open.
Hello.
Did we meet? I don't think we met.
No, we didn't.
No.
This is
Welcome, I'm
Cordelia,
Deacon
this
the
is
Master.
Shibble.
uh,
This is
Steward
Sam.
of this.
You remember my name, or you forgot to do the bit.
Well, you're in front of me. so
Okay, I see.
I only forget when you're not near me. I will, because
Sam is very
Nadezhda
happy and is trying to conceal a smile at this point.
genuinely thinks that Sam is a good person now, so I
Mhm.
will roll just to see.
Yeah, I'm curious.
So that is an 8 with fear.
Wait, what? Why are you rolling? Okay, that's fine. I can do that.
No,
I'll
it's
take
a
it.
reaction roll.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was a
But
reaction roll.
What was it that tipped the scales to make this roll happen?
It was thinking back on how, like, genuinely kind you've been to everyone around you. And Nadezhda is a cold, resentful person in a lot of ways.
You don't know this man has bugged your bedroom.
Yeah, in
It's
your
true.
jacket.
You know what? We're gonna find whoever did this.
I'm no longer, by the way, I've moved out of the bedroom. So
I'm curious
Anyway,
as to
and I
how
think the
the three
jacket
of us
was-
stack now with this new development of a
Yeah,
stamp.
we need
So
a
she
version
is-
of the cousin tracker. and such.
Yeah,
she
The
is
Nadezhda
trying
friend
to remember
jacket.
your name and you're not in front of her, but she has failed again. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. The dice did. So this is we just need a place to stay for the night, and also
I think Sam is like about to correct you on his name and then realizes you actually said the right name.
No, it's. Oh wait, it's Sam.
Damn.
and I kind of get closer. Tomorrow we may need to go to Vex.
Oh, okay. Well, do you need some spread?
Thank you, Baron.
Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, please come
Uh,
he's wearing like a house robe, you know, like over like
he's in his jammies.
yeah, he's in his jammies. He was he
Cute.
looked a little like he was like I was just reading a book, but I fell asleep in the chair.
God, yeah, he's
Like,
cute. You should go for it.
I have a question, Damascus.
yes,
So,
Damascus's last name,
Mr. Damascus,
Deacon Damascus.
he can
I did not know your first name.
Sebastol.
how do you figure out the Vex and Holy Days when you're in a different plane?
Oh, well,
Calendar's got to be different, right?
it's a letter we get. It tells us what this day is. This day.
Wait, you get a letter from
Yes.
Vescarre? Yes, with a calendar.
Well, the time flows different.
Yeah, it's
So when is
So
there?
like every day they write on a piece of paper like it's through vein force and put it in the
Yes,
portal.
exactly.
Is it still through Vane? Because we were kind of unsure.
Yes, I think so. Yes,
Okay, but just barely.
just barely.
How long is it between when you get notes that it's the next day?
Oh, it varies.
What's the longest it's ever been?
I think we had 2 years here once. Oh, that was 2 days.
It was the shortest.
I think it was. It never goes less than 1.
Okay, that's good.
Also, God, you try your best. I
He,
don't
like,
think God is a stickler.
He's like shuffling back into. He's been in the kitchen. He
Wait,
shuffles back in with like a little wooden tray of like cracked up, like dried,
Okay.
like hardtack style
If
bread.
it's thick test day and time doesn't advance for a year, does that mean it's thick test day here for a whole year?
Oh yes.
What a year that would be. So, here's my question.
Yes.
What does the Vexen god think of additional planes? Does
Why,
he
why
ca-
does that not?
He says none of your business.
Why, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I thought
That's the answer that Jackson got
I
asked the
mean-
most questions.
Why do you want to know it got?
Well, okay, just
he
like what-
made it. I mean, he's aware. If you get
does he
there,
care
that's
more
kind of
or
your.
less about this plane than the material plane?
What's the difference?
I don't think he cares about either.
Care about something.
You know, once ever you only paddle once in a while when you're going downstairs. Anyway.
Like, what if there was like a pathogen that was about to destroy a plane? Would you think Vexen God would step in?
That is a very specific question.
I like coming up with these scenarios to help me understand your religious culture.
Interesting. I do immediately sense that you've never been in a Vexen church before.
Technically, I've been in one.
We had to sleep in another place before.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, our house got broken into and someone curdled our milk.
But I did promise to
They
Nadezhda.
curdled your milk.
Yeah. Oh, it's a whole thing.
I am dealing with it.
We're equally.
Okay. You need help?
She's very responsible.
Of course.
But the,
It's
It's pretty.
it's for the best because that if it didn't curdle the milk, we wouldn't know that the evil presence had been there. So it's like a warning.
Well, yes, that is the origin of the milk is to sustain peace and a lack of dependence on God.
Yeah. So I mean, in that
Why
sense,
do you
it's a
need
good
God when
thing.
you get the milk for free?
You're on milk bad or on Nadezhda being pretty?
Um,
Trying to set up your Deacon with Nadezhda.
I am. I'm trying.
we'll project it forward. Keep going.
can is there a way to
It's the opposite of Pascal's wager. It's like because it's like we'll probably be fine anyway, regardless of whether God exists or not. So we should just.
I mean, like this for sure. It's just that why does he care about the plane?
What does he care about?
It's his
It's
business.
kind of his own business. Really.
yeah.
I want to know.
It's kind of
I'm
a little rude to ask.
Well, here's the thing.
Like, what if I was just like, what do you care about?
I would tell you.
I don't
I give
want
you
to
this book. Actually,
I
well,
don't want to speak over
overkill.
a holy man, but you understand? You know when you are watching a movie and then someone comes in and sits next to you and that person says, "Oh, who is that man? Is he a good man or is he a bad man? What is he going to do?" Well, that's the whole point of the movie.
That's just
You
watching a
sit
movie
there-
with Shibble.
You sit there and you find out what happens. That's just the point. Like,
I'm like Shibble, you were here the whole time. I can't.
I mean, God is sitting there trying to enjoy his time on his couch, eating his eels and cracked bread, and we're sitting there like, oh God, what happens when we die? Is this a good man or a bad man? What if we infect a plane with a God baby? You know? And God is like, well, you'll all find out for sure. That is the point of why I'm doing this. So why don't you just find out?
There's a difference between observing and understanding, though.
That is certain. This is a through
So-
wisdom.
so God put us
Through
here
wisdom.
so that we could make stupid choices and see what happens.
You don't have to
You
make.
must be God's favorite.
Okay,
God knows what's
yeah.
going to happen.
but you don't have to make stupid choices.
Yeah, but when God
It is
spends a
not
fear
the-
on us, then stupid things happen.
God doesn't suspend that fear.
That
of
fear that
walking
that
away.
I haven't yet spent happens right now.
Shit.
As Shibble's foot goes right through the floor of the church.
Shibble! Yeah, am I okay?
What? How did you do this?
I don't know. I didn't mean to. I'm
And
standing
Shibble is
here.
still in weird colors.
Photo
Right?
that-
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Photo negative, yep.
Just
Uh,
no
what-
one's been
that
talking
is-
about
This is so weird. Wait,
Do I peer in?
Yeah, you can.
Can I'll just peer into where Shibble.
Into the floor hole.
Yeah, like your foot is just
Do you-
through the floor.
Do you have a
Yeah.
basement?
It's like a crawl
An
space.
undercroft?
Sure. It's a crawl space, literally. It's just a place where we keep some of the extra like seats for services.
I mean, how old is the floor? Is it?
This building is magically protected. The
New choice, spin a beer.
boat?
Yeah.
Me and Chappie, respectively.
They're all from the Vexen God.
Okay, so let's do a new choice on. Let's do a
Shibble
new,
is struck by lightning right now.
new choice. Shibble. No.
We're gonna pull
Burst
you
into
out.
flames.
The new choice is there's no basement. It is a cistern.
The water supply?
The water table. We are right on the.
Oh, you don't want Shibble contaminating the water supply.
Your foot is like dangling over like in a cavernous space.
I'm gonna try to like
and
Shibble.
The
Yeah.
fear that I spend is you hear something moving in the water below the city.
Oh,
Oh no, that is not supposed to happen at all. No.
What is down there?
I don't nothing should be down there. It is a cistern.
Can you call somebody?
I can call anybody what do you need?
Is there like a
Oh.
priest? Like, do you have a
I am
boss?
I am the steward of
how
this.
about? Is there a plumber nearby?
Certainly there's a plumber.
Okay.
Shibble, can you look through that? Like if you take your foot
Yeah,
out,
if I
can
pull
you
my
look?
butt out, can I look through the hole?
It's pitch black though.
Is it the water stoat?
Can I reach?
Oh
hole.
no! Come on.
So it's probably
Oh.
20 feet below you.
Can I use the flashlight on my talk rock to like shine?
Yeah, you can do that for sure.
If only somebody could fly.
Straight up, have you ever seen the Blair Witch Project? Because that's what's happening right now. This is grainy, like harsh white light from a talk rock against shiny, like rippling water that's in a marble, like a black marble carved cistern.
It's like the camera right in Shibble's face.
Yeah. And you're like, yeah. Your face is like camera pulls back, your face sort of comes through a hole. And you're, and there's just like, you see in the distance, you hear dripping, there's almost no sound, but there is just suddenly like, wait.
Nadezhda, should we leave now?
And spend a fear both? Wait, did I spend?
Chappy.
I forgot to spend a fear in the last one. New choice and spend a fear. So you guys are really driving this scene. Okay, so you do hear it. You hear background sounds, of like shaking and trembling. Is like, the walls of the cistern seem to be, like dust and rocks are falling out.
Nadezhda, maybe we shouldn't.
And the fear that I spend is, that's not the fear, that's the new choice. And the fear that I spend is, are you reaching with your mentals?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need you to make
Yeah.
make a finesse reaction.
That's +0 for me. Thanks. Whew.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like that.
It's good.
You
Nothing can take
feel
down
a
Shibble.
tug
Mhm.
on your mentacle,
Okay.
and you pull back.
Yeah.
And you stand up, you're like, oh my god. Like you feel like
There's something down there, guys.
elastic, like some
Are you
elastic
okay?
action.
I think so.
Your mentacle pulls a long, shiny,
Another
black.
amulet 30.
No.
An eel.
Like eel-like creature.
Can we eat it?
But more like an oarfish, really. It pulls out and it is alive. It is biting your mentacle.
Okay,
Is
well,
chewing
I'm gonna
on
bring
your
a blade
mentacle.
then.
Okay.
Mr. Damascus, I think maybe it's not safe to be here right now.
This is insane. What did you do to my church? This is my church.
15 + 3. 19 with hope.
17 with hope.
You guys are both hitting it?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Holding it.
It's holding you. You have hooked it like a fish hook, but it's like you put a piece of meat on a string and it's biting the meat. So it has its like long, sharp needle-like teeth stuck in your
Can
mentacle.
I feel it? Does it hurt?
It does hurt. It hurts like a headache.
6.
I think
Can I make a knowledge roll?
I was about to ask that.
It's gonna
Literally.
take 12 magic damage from Rain of
Okay.
Blade.
Well, it is with hope.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Let's resolve this first, and then we'll do that.
Okay. Can I do? Since we're in a church, even the gods are
Sashimi.
afraid.
Mhm.
Is my experience.
Seems appropriate.
So that's still only a 12, but it is with hope.
So here's what you see. It has coursing little rivulets of what look like water at first, and you realize are like mercury on its skin.
It's Jehovah Jr.
And you immediately think, "Uh-oh, that is, yeah." And
Well, I'm
so what
making
was so you
swordfish
attack it?
sashimi, yeah.
Okay.
So I rolled an 18 and a 14 in response to your two attacks.
Okay.
Uh,
I got 19 with hope as my attack roll.
Yes, so this is in response to see if it lets go.
Ah.
So it does not let go when you attack it, and it does not let go when you attack it.
Okay.
Okay.
But it takes 12 magic damage.
I didn't.
Yeah, it's still it looks
Should I stab it?
it
with
starts
Cordelia's
bleeding,
vein?
and it's bleeding that like silver mercury looking.
It's
Liquid.
That is
taking
another phone.
This thing is still in the floor. I want to be clear on this.
Damage.
This thing is long enough that it's 20 feet. It's been pulled up.
20.
Another spend of fear.
Okay, Cordelia, I need another of your phones.
No! You can only infect one of it. Here, take the one that's already infected.
No, I don't want to combine them. And then it's double infected.
Can I use my mentacle to just like slam it into the floor?
This thing is literally still in the floor. It is more than 20 feet long.
Oh shit.
How far is it?
Can I keep pulling it up out of the?
Yeah, you can.
All right, I'm pulling
I'm
it up.
gonna keep stabbing it while
I
you
am
do that.
pulling this whole eel into the church.
Okay.
So
Or at least head
you
towards
spent
the
your
door.
fear to what?
I haven't used it.
Me?
Okay.
No.
Well, I got a 17 with hope to stab it with Cordelia's vein plus
Okay.
a small dagger.
Okay.
Hopefully it's a Cordelia.
What, mechanically, how much damage does Cordelia's blade do? Or blade?
It's a regular dagger unless you're attacking a half
So
elf
would
or half
be
say.
No, I think it's a D8.
Yeah, D8. It'd be
Right?
D8, yeah.
Okay, so it's the same as my rain of blades. Okay, so I'm assuming.
Oh no, your rain of blades turned into a rain of anti-Cordelia blades.
Well, but if I use a regular dagger, I get to add my small dagger, which is a +2 to the damage. So.
Oh yeah.
So that's 6 + 5, 11 + 4, math 15 + 2 for the plus is 13 plus another 2
Oh my god.
is
Didn't you say 15
Shoot.
plus 2 and then go down to
yes
13?
19 19 physical damage with Cordelia's Bane and small dagger.
Cox. That's a nat 20. It's still holding on.
Okay.
Okay.
This thing is pouring
I'm
silver
gonna look
blood.
up the
It's
actual
going
dagger
to.
stats.
I'm going to spend a fear, and it's going
There we
to
go.
make an attack on you.
Yeah. It's
Because
already biting
it's already
me.
biting you, but it's going to try to eat you.
Is it a tier 1 dagger or a tier 2?
Tier 2.
How exciting.
Uh-oh.
So
We'll find it later.
I'm
Um,
so glad the dragon ate soup
what's
instead
your-
of taking care of this.
D +4. So it's actually 21 damage, but we'll just apply that next time.
What is your evasion?
Does evasion really count if I'm in your mouth already?
It's a matter of like its ability to move up a non-physical mental tentacle.
My evasion is 12.
It got a 12. Exactly.
Great.
So it starts to chomp through your
Yes.
mentacle.
Oh.
You feel a pain that you didn't know was possible. It's like seeing a new color.
What's its range
Oh,
from
I forgot
us?
to do damage. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks. I need to take damage,
That's-
sure.
A 4 + 3 is what is that? It's a 7.
It's only minor.
Okay.
What would you say its range is from us?
Distance for the body of this thing.
Or
Um,
like if I wanted to hit it, like
It's in front of you directly.
so it's
The
close?
this
You said?
church is pretty small.
Very close.
It's like
Okay.
this church is like a country school. You know what I mean? Like an old
like an
one-
over the
one room.
garden wall.
one room school.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously, Cordelia, I need your phone. Can't double infect
Have
the
I
phone.
put the
It'll make it
full
look too
deal into the
powerful.
church?
I'm gonna say yes. At this point, it's like probably 25 feet long. It's more like an oarfish than an eel,
Okay,
but it
fine.
is
I
it
don't
is
know what
like
an oarfish
scintillating.
is.
It's like
I'm looking it up.
I was about to say it's like
There's
an eel.
like beautiful, shiny, skinny, really little fish.
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
Poor
I
little
take the
fish.
infected phone.
They only appear before a tsunami.
It's a big, long fish.
Yeah.
And
Pretty shiny.
here's what I want to do. I want to
That's all.
use spirit weapon. When you have an equipped weapon with a range of melee or very close, it can fly from your hand to attack an adversary. And I want to use the phone to smack into it.
You're-
That's why I'm only giving you the
Wait, are you
phone.
how? Are you like? Is it in your hand? Or you're just smack it like that?
Well, it's
It's flying.
spirit weapon, so your weapon flies out
like-
of your hand and hits the opponent.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like a brick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that works. It's a spiritual brick.
Phone.
The foundations of faith are built by spiritual bricks. So
Yeah.
let's go with it.
Oh no, I built it on sand.
Go ahead and make the attack roll.
Wise man built his spirit phone on a rock.
I mean, it's literally built on sand. It's silicon. So
yeah.
Um,
And they are called
and I'm
top
assuming that would
Yeah.
probably end up being finesse. Makes sense, right?
yeah.
Okay, so that is 14.
A 14 that does hit.
Does it absorb it at all?
No.
Like it doesn't go into the phone?
No.
It just kind of
No, it's much. It
Whack.
appears to be a lot more of that material than was originally there.
Oh, it's multiplied. Okay,
All
well, I'm
right.
going to cast Exclusive Nightfall on it to lower its difficulty.
Yeah, and then
for everyone else.
it shoots back to my hand.
Okay. Yeah.
That is going to be a 17 plus 3, a 20 with hope.
So do I do any damage?
Oh, yeah.
Did you roll damage?
I think you have to tell me.
Oh,
exactly.
I got it. Okay, yeah. So you did for sure.
But
Roll,
like,
like 1d6.
So now it is, it has a mustache drawn on it, and
1.
one.
Yeah, I figured.
its difficulty.
I will say it only has 1 HP left.
Oh, well, its difficulty is lowered by 1, so.
Okay, so it goes from what is it, 14 to 13?
Yeah.
Oh, that was
I'm going to spend a fear here, and it's going to continue to eat Shibble's mentacles.
No!
So
It's going to take your mental.
For 1d phone damage.
eat
Your
the hit.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Take you to the
Damage
phone.
me.
That
Damage
was-
me.
It just continues to like try to swallow your mentacle, just like
Gonna
chewing
take your
through it.
Power.
It's that's 2 + 3 is 5 points of damage.
Minor.
You see even more new colors. It's a weird pain. This is in a non.
Ugh.
So like you have this moment where you're like my mind is a non-physical place, kind of. So, like to say that pain, which is only exists in the mind, is in a non-physical place, is not to say that it's new. It's to say that it's pain, and then while that's happening, you're like ah, and then yeah, okay, let's move on.
Okay.
You guys have the spotlight.
Whack. Can I?
This shit is whack.
Whack.
I guess I can hit it with my dual staff.
You are in church. It's fitting that Nadezhda would be the final.
It's like looking.
I think it takes finesse.
Drop it.
So, okay.
Stop. Sad oarfish. Guys, we're gonna eat such beautiful sashimi. Look how I beautifully cut it up with all of these knives.
It is just little rivulets of like mercury like material.
Well,
Okay.
the part
You
that
know I'm gonna eat that, right?
that
You know,
I
this
stabbed
is
with
why pregnant
Cordelia's
women aren't
blade
supposed to
is
eat fish.
specifically
About to say that.
poisonous to me.
Yes.
Okay.
The mercury
So-
like it's not exactly 14 to hit. Hits.
As a treat.
Okay. I am going to
Cordelia reads
use-
it's
It's an element. It's good
13.
for you.
Manipulate magic. I can so it's 2d6
That's not nothing.
plus
Definitely.
3,
That's
Especially because it
very
only has one
Is
HP.
that-
So
Yeah.
It is.
and I'm going to mark a stress, channel raw power.
only had one
no,
HP.
manipulate magic. I can mark a stress
You don't
to
to.
double the damage die of my choice. Yeah, it's a different god eating of my friend's mentacles in my church. So
Fair enough.
I'm gonna
it's a point to be made.
8.
We're friends.
I'm gonna.
That's such a
I didn't say that out loud. I simply thought it in my head. So I'm gonna double the
Wait,
4
My
plus
brain
3
is really
plus 3.
smoking in this room.
So that is 14 damage. I take
14. That's a
Yeah. It's everything I
severe.
got pretty much. So I take the dual staff off a moose. The moose that's carrying it behind me. I do not acknowledge its existence because, of course, it
The
doesn't
moose does not acknowledge your existence.
neither of us acknowledge the other one exists.
Of course not.
I take the dual staff, I go up to Shibble, and I pass it worryingly near their head and like golf swing the boarfish off of them. Like
Okay. So you definitely 100% land the killing blow on this thing. You slice through it with your staff, through like just behind the head,
Mhm.
where a lot of the blades have been like repeatedly hitting, and you've basically fillet the head up this thing off of it, and like the spine snaps. It is bleeding regular blood internally, but it seems externally it's got like silver blood. And it falls to the floor, and then the most of the body starts to fall back into the hole.
oh shit.
Like flapping around like a rope, and it like splashes into under the church, and the deacon's like, "What the fuck?"
It's fine. We took care of it.
There's just a head of a fish hanging in midair near you. Its teeth are stuck in your manticore.
Can I take it
Yeah,
off?
you can manually remove it, but it's just like it's stuck in like a nettle or something. You know?
Do we sense that that's the god part? Like, did the god take over?
Oh, you saw the whole body had like almost like a circuit board pattern of like
Can I
flowing mercury.
grab the body before it goes back into the water?
You can give me a finesse reaction.
I'll catch it for you if you want.
I have +2 to finesse.
You're gonna
Okay.
make out with this dead fish head?
Just a lick.
I already poked it in the eye.
Okay. More hope. Excellent.
A partner Apple is cheating on you with Esther.
Betrayed.
So with finesse, that is 14.
I'll say you catch it.
Okay.
What do you catch it on? Because it's a 13. I'm gonna say even though it's dead, it's not lowered. Or it's still lowered. So yeah, you just catch it like you skewer it on the end of your staff.
Yummy.
Automatic weapon with
Sushi time.
fungal nude. Dual staff. Yeah. I sort of drop
Okay,
my
yeah,
dual staff onto the floor before it can go back.
Yeah, it gets like skewered to the floor of the church.
Mm-hmm. So
It's right next to the hole. You guys are standing near the hole. You see that the floor of the church is like rotting away. It is-
Oh, you should
Shibble,
probably
You
evacuate.
destroyed another floor?
Okay.
Hold that
Mr.
thought.
Damascus, we should all probably all leave
I,
before we die.
but we have services tomorrow. It's very bad timing for this.
Can you
I'm
hold
being
them in
honest.
the garden? Like
Yeah, can we have church outside today?
is there like a feast that you're honoring a saint that does works with nature?
Do we sense that this is like the whole god, or is this like a fish that got infected by a part of the god?
Give me what? How would you, as Nadezhda, approach the answers of this question? Do you think you would be rational about it, or do you think you would be like, I'm trying to think holistically in big picture?
I think it would be like, have we finished the job, or is this still a mess?
I
Uh,
think I can tell you the answer to that one.
it is still a mess.
Think of it
Licking
this
the
way,
mercury fish.
Mr.
I'm
Damascus.
licking the mercury fish.
The God,
I'm
vexing God
licking the
would say,
mercury fish.
why would you stay in a church that's collapsing just because their services? What are you, an idiot?
Uh,
I guess I drag the body out and like throw it down the church steps.
I mean, it's really long. It's really long and
I'm
heavy.
gonna pin
I
it to the
wanna
church
cut
door.
it
Some
up.
sort of weird smart
I
Yeah.
want to cut it up so we can eat it as sashimi.
I do not recommend that you eat this fish. There's something.
Yeah, you've been
clearly
spending
very-
too much time
Also,
with
there should
Shibble.
be no. This is not a fish that is from here.
Lick.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I'm suspending a hope to use. Can I eat that?
Can I
Feels
ask you
relevant.
what part of this? Okay, so you know like a lanternfish, right? This is the face of this creature.
Yeah.
So it has like sharp, jagged, very misaligned teeth. It has like
I'm licking the neck stalk.
sleritic eyeballs that are like green and
Licking
yellow.
the bloody neck
Oh, you're licking the stump. Okay. Are you gonna avoid or in any way attempt to avoid the mercurial blood?
Absolutely
That's
not.
why I'm licking.
Oh. Well, in that case, yeah, sure. You don't even make a roll. You welcome the god into your body.
You know, I feel like, yeah.
Do I have
This
to?
would be a lot of popular. This is the eel. It's my body.
The wrong eel. This is the wrong eel to eat the church. What the heck? Oh my god, no. No, you do not eat sister eel.
Do you have any wine?
Cannot apologize.
You
enough.
feel ill. Very ill. We'll deal with the ramifications of that later.
But
we
yeah,
go back
we
to
need,
the hospital.
but also
Now.
you need to leave before the floor collapses.
Yes, I think I do need to leave. Should perhaps I leave after everybody else leaves, so you all leave before me, yeah?
Okay.
All
Are you
right.
sure you'll be okay? What if you never see her again? She's so
I will be so much more okay when you're not here.
Okay, we would feel bad if something happened to you because of us.
And that just happened.
No, but like, if it got worse.
Well, if you leave, it cannot.
Oh, buddy.
No, that's not true because,
Okay, can we go now?
yeah, we're going to stand outside the church and I'm going to like look in, like, be like, are you coming?
Azure didn't enter the church. She's standing outside like, wait. I'm sorry, guys. There's a lot to process.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, really? Are you an adult yet?
Do you have a fish in your mouth?
Anymore. I just
You smell like
licked it.
fish.
Don't I always?
You licked the
No,
glass.
you smell like freshly sliced.
To be fair, it bit me first.
Wait,
Nadezhda, remember when you made me
Can I
promise not to
tell
go
no
into a
lies that
vexing
he
church?
can-
Yes, I
Yes,
realized I
man.
should have told you to that.
Yes, you can.
Wait, what are you doing?
don't worry about it.
Trying to see if the deacon's into you.
Don't worry
Awesome.
about it.
Awesome.
It succeeds. It is with fear,
Awesome.
but it greatly succeeds.
Does that count as the fear if I was already going to do that?
That is 23 with fear.
A 23 with fear?
Tell no lies. Yeah.
And what do you say?
So, like, we'll leave, I promise. We're not going to make things worse. But, like, say my friend were to come back here, like, would you be interested in...
I would call the police and arrest you all.
Is that even a thing here?
No, if the warden didn't.
Fear counts it.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Well, a swing and a miss.
And
for
he
the
thought
best.
you were pretty, too.
But
That's what happens when you
I need to, and he's like talking to himself. I need to understand why the floor just fell apart. Why did this
It just
happen?
happened. Things weird happen.
Yeah, why did the floor
He's
fall?
talking to not you guys. He's talking like he's like
Like a vexing goblin.
Why?
he's just like I'm making this out loud to myself to make sure I tackle all of the problems that we're facing right now because the floor should not have done this.
Oh,
Why did I
listen,
break the floor? Why did that happen?
Make an instinct roll.
all I was going to say is that you should extend that pledge to Shibble to not go into a Mexican church.
12 with fear?
A 12 of fear.
Okay, we need to start.
I think 12 of fear.
I don't know why the floor broke.
No, I think you do see, like, there's a very clear and obvious problem here. There's some sort of like material disruption in where your foot went through. Like, it's not the shape of your foot that the hole is. It's like
You
it's
were
like
in the wrong.
Is it like the floor was
Yeah.
already weak and
Yes.
anyone who
Yeah.
stepped on it
Yeah.
might have gone through?
yes.
Well, we gotta get out of this
Was
plane,
it?
guys. This
Uh,
is going under.
Here's the thing. Okay, let's go to the hospital because Shibble
No,
the god and brought them back into
can't
the
go
body.
back
think
to
we-
the
I don't know if
hospital.
doctors can help with this.
They helped with them,
But we
screwed
Did
with them.
they?
if anything, they're
You had-
responsible.
Make a knowledge roll.
It's a crit.
It's so funny.
That is
so funny.
that is the most in character thing that's ever happened to me.
They did help
So
Sam.
bad.
Sam had them encapsulated in like some sort of like a capsule almost. It was like a cyst of a sort.
There's the
Um,
stomach with shit.
And now it's no longer encapsulated.
Oh.
So they did help with Sam. At least in theory, they can help with the physical or mechanical removal or extraction. But this thing appears to be freely
In the world.
In the world. And it at least has 2 vectors at this point. It had 1 that you were aware of, and now it has 2.
And both of them are one person's fault.
Chris,
Mhm.
is there something we can do,
No,
or
we
did
just
what
gotta
happened
leave.
happened? Move on.
Is it possible Shibble is a double agent working on behalf of these gods?
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Maybe I am God's
think we-
favorite.
Okay.
I think
I'm
so.
trying to. I think that's a very good question. I want to give it a good answer, especially on a crit. I think
Are we at? It's a very Nadezhda question.
it
Are
is.
we at the point where we cut our fucking losses?
Okay. Con, this plane will be destroyed.
I think you
Bro.
think Sam can get rid of it.
Bro, it's a multiverse, so there's an infinite number of planes. So technically, as far as statistically, we haven't destroyed any planes.
Multi does not mean infinite.
Yeah.
That's true.
You
But
got
it is
three.
large.
All right.
But we have planes.
So
at home.
I think Sam can
This
get
still
rid of
happened
this.
before. It's fine.
So
Specifically, this was cited as the thing that hadn't happened before.
So what I think is Sam can get rid of this.
You think Sam has some sort of relationship to this god such that it can
Call it back.
be recalled on a crit?
All right.
I need to call it into myself.
It has a job.
It has a job. What do you mean?
You were given a job.
It wants to
do
go
that.
to Ardent. It doesn't want to be in Hyphasia.
Okay. Come here, Shibble.
Are we making out?
But you're also going to have to make out with the, I guess, ground
Yeah.
to get the Shibble god and the ground god
Slurp
and
up
your
all
own
the
phone god.
mercury blood on the ground.
So
Making
kiss
out on
the,
the
kiss the ground, kiss the phone.
Well, we're going to do that. I'm going to kiss the ground first
Okay.
Cross the ground before Shibble?
because I'm not happy
cleaner.
about the situation, and I feel like Shibble needs to.
I mean, I could eat it all off the ground and then you just take it all off from me.
All right.
I don't want to do this in front of the
Can you
box
kiss
of
my
moans.
I've
Yeah.
tucked away the box
Ooh,
of mugs.
yes.
Okay.
If I put the phone in my
You
mouth,
kiss
can I?
the
Or if I hold the
Ah.
phone up to you and
Okay.
try to channel my energy through the phone.
She will
Okay.
now kiss the phone so that we kiss it.
This is how you get
wait.
herpes.
The phone goes half into Shibble's mouth, half into Sam's mouth. And then you both like
And then we
lie down.
swap bodies.
No, wait. You lady the trumpet, but you sit down and you press the phone to the ground so that it's also
And then
it's the
we accidentally
dirt of-
call my mom, and she's just like, "What is going on?"
You video call your mom.
Number.
The point is, you need some kind of ritual.
Jumblicat redeems Bendefer.
Oh,
Oh,
I will spend a fear on this.
In real life,
On the
I just look at.
Hi, Jumblicat.
what if instead of a lady in the tramp, it's a Freaky Friday, and we swap bodies from doing this?
Okay, so here's how I introduce a complication to the scenario.
Okay.
And you really,
It's really difficult. If I'm being honest, you guys have kind of filled as a complication.
yeah.
The you see one and then 2 little threads of like very thin. You saw it when it wrapped around your
Yeah.
mentacle. Thins of very thin. I'm sorry, strings of very thin mercury like liquid. Pour out one. One comes out of Shibble. One comes out of the door of the church because it was coming out of the body of the oarfish.
Very strange.
One comes out of the door of the archive.
Oh no.
One comes out of the door of the porn shop.
Everywhere we've been, we have
I'm
practically
sorry.
done-
I don't think I can let this go without commenting on it. A stream of silver liquid comes out of the porn shop.
That's what I said.
Okay, I just didn't want to pass that by without commenting.
I
on it.
own this. I shut it out.
Everywhere we have gone has been infected. We just have to leave.
There's
So-
a whole bunch of, and they all come
Sam can
toward
fix
you
this.
like in a very he's calling it right now.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
doing it. He's doing the thing. Yeah, very serpentine.
He's saving the world. This is what saving the world.
And they
looks
all
like.
come and start to swirl around into a larger and larger sphere in front of the phone, and then it goes up your nose. That's the fear. Yeah,
He's just-
yeah.
You made out with my phone for nothing.
You need to get
Ew.
your hand together.
I think in the
No,
I
I
think
have to
in the
And
panic.
the phone somehow sends a video of that going.
Oh, it's recording all of this.
and posted on what was
To
their
his
Twitter
mother.
equivalent?
Sparkle.
No, there's no
Sparkle.
there are no network connections between Vescarre and here, but
Okay, let me
it will be there for later.
Yeah, I think what happens is it tries to, and it doesn't have a connection, but as soon as it hits a network, it's going to try to put this as a.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so
And also in the panic, I dropped the phone on the ground. Crack the screen.
No, Sam, I only have 4 of them. Just 4.
okay,
more.
so arcane sense. Do I sense that the god baby has gone right back into Sam's head where it started?
I don't think you sense the
How do
God
I
baby with
feel?
that Queen Sun.
In this situation.
Yeah,
How do I feel?
You tell us.
Am I all good now that it's gone?
Oh,
So how's my mentacle?
your mentacle hurts more now.
Oh. It didn't like you cheated.
I can help heal in a
have an
second.
infected mentacle.
You do.
I can help heal it.
Can you
Are you
heal the
sure?
wounds of the mind, Sam?
Maybe.
Can
Yo.
heal stress.
Yeah. That's like the wounds of a mind.
Mm.
Petting the mentacle, even though I can't see it.
You're not touching the medical. I just want this to be canon that you're not touching
Yeah.
the medical.
I'm
You're
doing,
just moving your hand vaguely near Shibble.
I'm doing my best.
But like, is there a physical sensation to this after it goes up my nose? Like, what is it?
You tell me.
I mean, I think it's like if you sneezed backwards.
Very visceral feeling.
Awful.
Gross.
Okay, let's get out of this plane.
Yeah, a dull
Okay.
sort of aching sensation over like a cold headache, but it's not cold, it's divine.
Ugh.
Okay.
We
So
gotta
we've-
go find this other god.
So
we
we've
need to
got.
find a place to spend the night.
Okay,
guys.
wait.
I don't think we can
Wait, hold on.
check around.
We're gonna give Spotlight.
Just so
I don't think we can sleep here.
the god has returned to Sam.
But I don't
I mean,
think it's
from what you
it's
see-
contained in the way it was before.
You don't know.
It feels more.
And there's a god on the phone. There's God in Sam.
There's no god on the phone.
It's the phone god went back to Sam.
It's all back
Yeah.
in Sam.
Yep.
Sam made out with my phone.
Well, fantastic.
I bit your phone. And
All
Back
right.
to square one.
Look, she's gonna stand on the steps of the church. Hey, you. Yes, you. How do we go? How do we go to Vex? Tell us how
Yeah.
to go to Vex from here. We're out of your hair.
But this is literally the best way to get rid of us.
Yes.
Go to the filament.
Great. The
Where?
It's everywhere.
Okay, so we're at the filament then. What do we do now?
You have
Great.
to touch it.
We're here.
I don't go. I don't know. I get the trip. I buy a ticket.
Where's the ticket?
Oh, closed.
Toes?
They're closed.
They're closed.
Yeah, the Captain Ilrex.
Well, we know where
Who?
to find him. That's an Ilrex.
I don't remember where that is.
Yo,
Yes.
Captain!
That's the grand.
Oh, the
Outside of the
pervert.
porn
The
store.
pervert, right.
Dude, we
And
gotta,
it pops out of the porn
we
store.
gotta go to Vex. You need to, unless you want this plane to be destroyed,
Well,
you need to let us go.
that
Yeah.
sounds like a threat.
No, listen, I'm
Just
containing a
shrug.
lot of evil God inside of
That's just-
myself.
yeah.
I don't know how long I can,
It is a
but I
threat.
want to take it with me away from this place.
It is a threat.
Just
Actually,
ask the fungus dragon. He knows.
he'll release the god by accident unless you let us
Pentabrum? You
go.
guys talk to the Pentabrum?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you get us a ticket on the filament? And can it be a sleeper car?
7 to 10 minutes.
Porn store.
Just his head popped out and he goes back in.
Gross.
I spend 7 minutes just actively hoping nothing happens.
If you get us a ticket, you can have 5 minutes with the moan box.
I spend a fear here.
No.
I'm so mad at you.
Right, Friday, he's almost out.
The fear is this: if nothing happens, would you even know?
Yes,
Okay.
you asked the wrong person for deep
No, that's
questions, my
the question.
friend.
I'm not asking you. You ask yourself. It's your first moment of self-doubt where you're like, but that's
Well, this is good enough.
That's the last line of the Vexen Bible.
Shibble, you
In the beginning.
This is
we can play in the dirt.
instead of it is accomplished. Vexen Jesus was like, if this is good enough. All right, I'm out of here.
And it was done. We didn't say it was good, but it was done.
Done.
Vexen Jesus was like, I'm not letting you crucify me. I'm out of here.
So the fear is you have self-doubt about whether or not something is okay because nothing happens as this happens. And then 5 minutes pass, and then 7 minutes pass, and then 10 minutes pass, and he walks out in putting like the straps of his like overalls over his shoulders,
God.
and he starts to walk out, and he leans back and he kisses the woman who runs the porn shop.
Oh,
She's sticking her head out.
what a delightful little twins. Cute.
Mwah. All right, well, I'll catch you later if I catch you. And she's like, okay, bye-bye. It was lovely to see you again.
Nothing wholesome.
And he's like, well, where are we going? You want to go to Vex?
Yep.
As quickly as possible, please.
Well, my horse is sleeping, so
What's our horse's name? I forgot to ask you. That was so impolite.
Persephone?
Wait,
Such a
so
good
like,
horse
how
name.
far do we have to
Write that
travel
down.
physically to go to get to where to go to Vex?
There's a couple places where the filament intersects with the material that forms reality of this plane.
Yeah, that's where we gotta go.
One of them is right by where I picked you guys up.
Uh-huh.
Another one is in the middle of the city.
Oh, perfect.
alright.
Let's go.
Okay, yeah, let's go
You
there.
want to go there? Okay, sure.
Do they go to
Let's
different?
bring our
Do they
things
all go to the
and
same
head
place in Vex,
into the
or do they go to
depths
different
of
places?
They don't
City?
go to Vex directly.
Okay.
You're gonna go through, well, a couple places, but chances are high you'll end up in. You'll be fine.
Good enough.
Don't worry about it. He
I
says.
should write a poem about whether or not the universe had a heart. Wow. I thought I didn't, but I actually
To quote the Vexen Bible, good enough.
This
Good
is
enough.
good enough.
On the seventh day, God said, good enough.
I'm done. So he hitches his cart up, wakes up Persephone, who looks downright displeased. She won't even look at you.
Do I need to mark a stress? I think
Yeah, I think
Can I
you do.
give Persephone a sugar cube?
Roll a luck check.
I mark a stress.
It's at least a reaction roll.
D20.
D20.
I mark a stress and go invisible.
Oh,
It is with fear.
you
That is
wilt
an
in
8.
front of Persephone. What's that?
An 8.
An 8? You do not have a sugar cube
Oh,
on you.
Shouldn't have eaten all my sugar cubes.
Spend a fear.
Are you spending the one I just rolled for you to go invisible? Because I triggered one when I went invisible.
You triggered a fear?
Yeah.
Okay.
I succeeded
Okay.
because with fear.
So you. Oh, okay. Cool. How do I spend a fear on you don't have a sugar cube?
I think
So
the
happy.
You hand the horse a salt cube.
Oh,
Oh, wrong pocket.
Yeah. I think you like
yeah, why do
you're
you
like
have salt licks in your
you
pocket?
literally have a salt like it's not displeased. It's just eating it in a very different way.
I've ruined people's tea by accident before.
There should be some sort of rule about this.
Horse doesn't want to look at me. I don't even want to look at myself.
She's like licking
I
the
handed
salt.
one of the salt cubes to Cordelia. To
I'm
give to-
invisible. You can't even see me.
There's no more here.
I
That
hold
shit's
the
gonna be
salt cube
so
out in
good.
Cordelia's general direction.
The horse bites your finger.
Ow.
That's the fear.
To get the extra salt.
To get the salt, yeah.
Do I take a damage or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I
What's
turn
this?
blood red.
What's that?
1d6 for the horse.
Yeah, 1d6.
Put him
6
down.
damage. You take 1 minor damage. It's 6 on the damage roll.
I really wanted to braid the horse's hair, but I don't think she'll let me. Can I braid your hair instead?
I guess. But I was gonna say if the horse is too
Are you
tired,
braiding
I
your
can pull the
mandible?
cart.
Do you want to pull the cart?
I can pull the cart.
I think
Cool. I just
Persephone, what do you think? He's just chewing a salt cube. She looks really disgusted, but this is the flame in response. There's like, she's want to taste the salt. And then she like, yeah, it's okay. You can do it.
Okay.
Persephone goes back to sleep.
Yoke me up to,
Yeah.
to the cart.
Looks like a mane. That's beautiful. Good job.
I'm just crying. I'm gonna walk behind the cart again.
So while you're crying, somehow I can see the tears, even though you're invisible. It's like reflective in the moonlight. It's kind of beautiful. If I'm being honest.
Behind
Okay.
it.
You guys go deeper into the city.
I've been lying in the back of the cart this entire time. trying to sleep.
I'm gonna roll a luck check real quick.
What does that do?
It just tells me it resolves a yes or no to me.
Okay.
You have sugar cubes in your pocket. You realize somehow your sugar cubes and your salt cubes got mixed up.
Can I have one?
At least I didn't get mixed together.
They didn't get mixed together. Yeah.
Fuck coffee roulette.
I feel a little bit better.
Honestly, this is a very fun day for you right now. This moment it feels good. Like you like doing physical things, and it's not heavy and it's not easy, but it's like, it's a little bit of a workout, but you feel good doing this right now. You're sort of running along and you're kind of going a little faster than the horse might be. Because there's no reins on you.
It was made to be a beast of burden.
Whoa, slow down. You're gonna hit some of these ridges.
We've got places to be.
Alrighty. Well, I'll tell you what. You guys pull to like
I have to run to keep up with the cart.
the roads are very organic, very curvy, wide. But you guys get to a place where there's sort of a city square. There's just another small obelisk.
Such a good image.
There's people walking around. There's a bunch of people walking around here. This is like an administrative center. So there's people in like government administrative clothing.
If any of our listeners are good at art and want to draw this picture of Shibble pulling the cart with the rest of us, please do.
With one braid. A
Yeah.
blue braid.
I'll do it even though I'm bad at art. It'll be fine.
Don't forget the fungal pervert.
He's a freevert, technically. That's what I wrote in the title of one
What
of the
did
things.
it know?
It's just
when you
another
wrote
way. It's a
that?
way of saying
I
pervert.
think it's
One of them, they're prevert. He will be.
Season yet.
It's
Once,
it's getting to be.
it's
getting on to be.
time.
once it gets there, then he'll fully
Full stop. You have reached your goal.
It's the pervy season again.
It's-
Oh, we gotta
you
get
guys
out
are
of
at
here.
a there's a,
There's
you're at
two
the middle
seasons,
of a
the
square,
dry season and the pervy season.
and you see that there are
Oh,
and you see this and then you see
I'm so glad I'm asleep during all of this.
there's you reach the center of the city square or the center of the administration area, and there's just sort of like it's not visible directly unless you sort of look to the side and hit the light at the right angle, but there's this sort of translucent filament structure growing up out of the ground. It's like an upside down root structure almost, but it's very narrow, but it branches out and branches out and branches out. And the top, if you look at just the right angle, you see it sort of moves a little bit, kind of like your mentacles a little bit, and that's where you stop. And it's like, well, there you go. That'll be 2 handfuls of gold. Thank you.
yeah.
That's fine. I didn't even do the work. You did.
You should be paying me, am I right?
No,
So,
you offered. I'm saying this. You offered. This is a volunteer society.
can you pet your horse for me?
Did the horse come with?
No.
No, give it
Wait,
to
how
sleep.
much would it be to buy this horse?
We can't buy
You could not
horse.
buy a horse.
But you have a horse.
Give one
Yeah.
back.
So clearly, if
She chose me.
My famous
is there a place that sells
back.
horses?
What?
Is there a place that sells horses?
I guess one of those places at Bex or something.
Yes,
But I mean,
no,
here.
famously they are in Vax. We can get
Oh,
one
okay.
there.
we have horses at home. Come on, girl. Get it.
She understands the spiritual bond between a mount and its rider.
Do you think there's any way?
I don't want to betray that and throw a horse down the well.
Do you think there's any way a monk would choose me the way Persephone chose you?
I've heard stories about them. They bond real tight.
You know what would happen?
So
You-
do I.
We would push the horse down,
I
and then
can
you'd
see
be
it.
like, "That's just a well." That's not the-
Why'd you throw that horse down a well?
Throw a horse down the well, Captain. Right. Did we think I am? I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, that didn't work. Let's try it again.
Quick, there's a horse in a well.
I have been waiting my entire life to see one, and I saw one
And that is fine. That is my life's work accomplished. The Vex Ambassador, a fulfilled woman.
Yeah, that's how we block off the storm spires. We fill it with horses doing
Like lemmings off a cliff.
Yeah, and then the Vexans can't transport their illicit goods because it's full of horses.
I'm sorry. First, we wipe out the fun girl. Why not throw horses? So you're doing the developments or what?
You tell me. You guys are fully driving the theme. Like both literally and
I
figuratively.
touched the filament.
I reluctantly offer my hand to Sam so we can go
Yeah.
ahead and
Point
set
of
the tip
order.
together.
I was invisible when I touched it, so nobody knew.
Boy, I hope Cordelia touched it. Anyway.
All right, Cordelia, you ready? No, there's no answer. Cordelia?
Oh well.
Azure's like, where
I
did
guess
Cordelia go?
I hope she went where we're going.
Yep.
Let's go.
Anyway.
Everybody touches?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bam.
She's, unless otherwise stated, she's with you, and or unless stated that you didn't notice that she moved away,
Okay.
because she's very much relying on your emotional support.
Yeah, she needs us
So,
and our good vibes.
Yeah.
step one,
My excellent vibes towards her.
you guys watch
Look out, Azure.
the
Bad vibes.
sort of event horizon of touching the filament occur, which is like in the time that it takes you to touch it, you experience it at like exactly 1/2 rate of time for each distance.
Oh, God, I really hope
So
it has
it
to be
occurs
15 days.
over the course of like, it feels like maybe a year for you to actually touch the filament. And then it's like, when you're it's like when you're on mushrooms and you're walking down a hallway, you're like, wow, I didn't know that hallways could be as long as the universe. And so then all of you, all 5 of you, pop into existence with and you land on water in the middle of a raging storm. You fall into a vast open ocean. It is indecipherably like green and blue here, dark, very little light, thunder rolling, lightning going. And as you land in the water, as you splash in the water, you slowly feel the water crystallize around you. And then boop, you're gone again.
We see it crystallize around the invisible Cordelia.
Yeah, you do.
You're like,
do.
oh, yeah,
Oh, good.
There she
Okay.
is.
she made it.
And then you boop out again, and then you again, and you at this one you hop into existence, and you are the fact that there is nothing in this space. This is all space and no,
Like a void.
no, almost the
We got
opposite. It's like no, you don't hear anything.
No, we made it into the bar.
No, it's like this is like you can almost see like ghostly vapor moving around. It's like very pale.
The afterlife.
Uh,
You
Or
hear
in
me
that
say
plane of
invisibly.
air.
that you can't even talk. Like it's like there is no like material here that you are able
I'm
to
trying to communicate through improvised sign language. Is this the afterlife?
and then again you feel you see the sort of the crystallizing structure go around you, and you disappear again, and then you pop out, and you land in the middle of a field.
Is this Vex?
Is it Vex?
Give me an ultra.
I mean, statistically speaking, given what we've been told. So that's 12 with fear.
And it's, you don't want to be here.
Oh, I don't like that.
Around you, you see laid out like a giant took a step in the middle of a forest. Trees bent toward something. Like they're all the trees around you, every bush, every plant around you is bent horizontal to the ground, all facing the same direction.
Like the Dyatlov Pass incident kind of imagery.
Towards
It's
us?
Like,
The what?
isn't it the Dyatlov Pass incident where all the trees were like smushed?
No.
and it turned out it was.
Oh,
just
I know what you're talking about. No,
hostage.
no, that's different.
Okay.
That you're confusing. It is
You're
based on
thinking of
that.
the thing in Russia.
Yeah, they're both in Russia.
They're both
Dyatlov
in
is-
Russia,
yeah,
and
yeah.
both of them inspired the 2012 TV series Siberia that
Yep.
nobody has watched except me.
It's so no, this is based on the Tunguska.
Yes,
yeah.
yep. Both of them inspired the 2012
So they're all
series
like facing towards
Siberia.
us.
that
No,
you
they're
can all
facing
watch.
in the direction you're facing.
I guess we should
Basically.
follow the trees.
We should take a nap somewhere.
I think we
It's-
should.
Yeah.
It is the middle of the night. There is not a single building in sight.
I guess we can take it up here.
Yeah, but there's a lot of horizontal trees. That seems very sheltery.
Be-
Like,
no,
what's
well,
the,
They're horizontal to the ground. Like they're like touching the surface.
Like, what's the star situation? Like, is it like out in the country, like full?
Yep.
Like, I think that freaks Sam out as a person who has been in the city for
think me
almost
too,
his
a
entire
little bit.
life.
Yeah,
I've never left.
it looks like the sky on fire. Sky-
Nadezhda, why is the sky alive? What is
that stuff?
Stop! It's so
Oh.
bright. Ugh. Does
That's
it
the
go?
sky. No, that's normal. It's what you can't see because there's light all around us all the time.
That's just there all the time.
That's all.
Yeah.
It's watching us.
It does. It is like the Vexen god.
Is it
completely-
angels?
Pretty much indifferent to your existence. You leave it alone. It leaves you alone. It's fine.
Like it.
It's like one of those.
I want to go to bed.
Are you laying down?
I think that's me too. Let's all
Yeah.
go to bed. As they say in the Vexen Holy Book, this is good enough.
Crawl into the branches of
Yeah.
a felled tree and just.
A bunch of like 60 to 80 foot tall like evergreens that are just laying there with boughs of pine needles. They're running pretty soft, honestly.
Nadezhda
Well,
is the big spoon to Shibble.
if you squint, it kind of looks like the lake house, which isn't a nice place, but it's at least familiar.
Is that a gun in your pocket, or are you just?
Guns.
There's at
You
least
wake up-
3 guns.
At least three.
I think you wake up and the box is in between you somehow.
Well, I'm not spooning with Sam. Sorry, Sam.
Fair.
You can be the outer spoon.
Okay.
Whoever. I'm talking to whoever now.
Yeah, dibs.
All right.
I guess I'm the
This-
littlest spoon.
You could be the littlest.
The littlest invisible spoon.
I like
Which
D&D.
spoons and I think with that we will call the session there. All of our RCs lined up in a little spoon.
We're
row.
not RCs anymore.
They're not. You have to come up with a new name.
Some of us are executive assistants.
Just one.
Some of us aren't.
Threats to the universe.
Yeah. Patient,
Pathogen.
patient 0 through 3.
All right. So
Wait. Where's Azure in the spoon drawer?
Oh, is Azure the littlest spoon, or am I smaller than Azure?
I don't think Azure's spooning. I think Azure's.
That's sad.
So I think
Sure.
Azure sleeps a little differently than you guys. They sort of like put their arms and legs into the ground.
Yeah.
And it sort of prevents spoonability. But I think instead what happens is like little tendril filaments sort of grow up around you guys and sort of wrap around you like
Oh,
around all of you.
like
Aw.
the brain is around Gregory.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Except instead of despair,
And it's not filling up.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
This is comforting, not
Yeah.
damage
Not
and despair. And with that, we will call the session. We're gonna go right into no but humans.
All right.
So we don't even need to switch the you just leave it up. So yeah, what did you think?
Let me ask you a question. Did that go the way you expected?
I've stopped making expectations.
I have to say, I got to the point where I was like, we have to leave this plane or we'll never stop talking about the porn store.
Our porn stores in
We
Vescarre, so don't
successfully
worry.
made it out.
You did.
It is presumably the next day, which means I have one day to get to work.
You're on the opposite side of the planet.
Yeah, but there's a tube.
Do you know how to use the planet tube?
I mean, how hard can it
Just
be?
jump
Look,
in.
We
Well, the good news
Here's-
Do
is
you want to come on camera?
Yeah, join us. Come on.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
here's the thing.
I think it's better.
The horse goes first,
there's a-
and then we know if we used it correctly, and then we can go through the tube.
the good news is
First
we can all find Katarina again.
But Marcus was gonna say something. What was
Yeah.
I was just curious. Like, from a production standpoint, and also from standpoint of someone who's a troublemaker in chat.
Oh, really?
What is it like from behind the DM screen when the chat is like that active and like making?
I really liked it. I really liked it because it made I just found it really enjoyable to interact that way.
And it forced the action forward, which was nice.
Well, I was a little worried that like I could see it being very easy to do the opposite.
Mm.
I had to be conscientious of that.
Yeah, you can't have it create too many obstacles.
It can easily create obstacles, and that's sort of it's a way that I worry sometimes about spending a fear that way. But instead I was like I was just leading into like giving you guys forward momentum.
Fail forward.
Yeah. So
That
Yeah.
could be our team name.
the forward failures.
Well, I don't know if it's always forward, but we do fail a lot, so.
Failure 4.
I was gonna say Failure Force 5, but I guarantee here nobody knows Family Force 5.
I know Family Force 5.
You do?
Yes. Absolutely.
You've been to church camp in the early 2000s?
It was just like a video that I saw
Yeah.
on like Reddit.
Like,
It was like early meme material.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I only know it as line dances we did at church camp.
No, it was like
in the
early
early
meme
2000s.
material for sure.
Wow.
I haven't thought about that in a very long time.
Like the chainsaw and the wobble, but not the
God, you know what it reminds me of?
of?
But it's something that you would see on Fark.com, which I don't even think.
I don't
you
know
probably
what
don't
that
know.
is.
Like a
Yeah, I don't
proto
know that.
Reddit,
Yeah.
before Reddit.
It's the wobble that goes, wobble your legs, wobble your legs.
Can I tell you a story?
Something
Let's fuck before Dig.
Yes, Spark was before Dig. Dig was after Reddit. Dig was a direct Reddit one.
I thought Reddit came from Dig. Am I misremembering?
No, it's the other way around.
Okay.
Dig came from Reddit. Dig was like literally a direct Reddit. You said Wobble, and my little brother, his middle name is Robert.
Uh-huh.
And
You call him wobble?
so when he was little, he would say, my name is Alexander Wobble.
My brother didn't learn my name until my second baby sister was born.
Really?
Because when my first baby sister was born, I was still sissy and she was baby.
Oh yeah.
But then when a
Mhm.
second baby was born, well, then he had to finally learn our names. So my brother didn't learn my name until he was 4 years old.
Is that how I get Nadezhda to learn my name?
Have a baby? Or we just
It's
find
Azure. It's because of Azure.
We just add tieflings to the party. I'm forced to.
Yeah. Did you like the interaction? Do you think it was, as somebody in the audience doing that, do you think it was well met or well received, or like?
felt to me like every time someone dialed up an interaction, it was narratively impactful. Like it was noticeably like, oh yeah, I can see the escalation there or
Okay.
the spike.
Cool. I like that. I thought that was really fun.
Yeah.
That was a fun little game to keep me on my feet. I like
Yeah.
that.
We got cool items.
You did.
Yeah,
usually
we
do
got
that.
treasure.
That was
I don't know what mine does though.
Yeah, but you have 2 of them.
Both
Use
big.
it.
Predator handshake.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the bromulet.
At least you didn't get a weapon that's specifically better at killing you.
It's so
Maybe
funny.
I did. I don't know.
Or your siblings. Some of which are dead already.
Yeah, but I feel like the siblings that are half fae are the ones you like more.
Well, all
Yeah,
of my siblings are.
yeah.
Oh.
The cousins are not.
Yeah.
You could, if your brother's not dead, you could use to
Imogen's
kill him.
not.
The cousins could be, but like we don't. They could be half anything.
Yeah,
They're just
yeah,
at least
yeah.
half human.
Like our show. No, but human. No, but half human.
Our party is not at least half human.
Yeah.
What did you guys expect to have happen with the big fungal dragon?
I thought he'd be a lot more mad. He did not seem to really even care that we were.
I mean, I didn't think we were going to fight him. Like, I definitely like,
No, but I thought we'd get a good scolding.
yeah. That's what we've come to expect.
Considering what we did. Yeah.
I certainly
I
didn't
think
expect.
as soon as you didn't punish Libby for opening the box first, I knew it was going to continue.
Oh, yeah.
until
As soon as- yeah.
Sunday.
It's like, oh, I did do that. I did say, here's a free item box, didn't I?
Yes,
Well, I guess I have to keep doing that.
But only if you're worthy.
maybe. As far as we know, it just worked every time.
I was rolling luck check every time.
Yeah, we don't know that it was possible to open it and not have anything.
It would be a little funny if Nadezhda opened it and it was nothing. Yeah,
was-
that's the bug.
I had the thought that might be the case,
Yeah.
but I was like, I don't want to like.
I think honestly, like part of trying to take it with us and knowing that was probably impossible was an out, because it was like, that way we're not sitting there trying to get items. We're giving you the opportunity to let us break it.
Yeah, exactly.
What did you want to happen when I went into the chest? Before Esther said, "Oh, Shibble's just in the next room."
Can I say that sometimes when you're improvising, you just say words and don't know what you said, right? And that's what happened there. It was zero filter. I just said words, and I was like, oh, okay. Stealth. I learned a thing.
happens,
Yeah. So I don't know the answer.
especially in the GM chair.
I just tell you, like, try to pick it up so much that instead of picking it up, like,
picked
you
you up.
reverse. Yeah, it picked you up, basically. Like, you were so successful at doing that motion, but it was literally like, physically part of the rock. So, like,
Pulled myself
yeah, you pulled
into
yourself
it.
into it. Yeah.
Wait, let's talk about us being in Vex, but Nadezhda doesn't want to be there. How does it make you feel?
I thought that referred to the fact that we were in apparently the blast radius.
The
of something.
Tunguska incident, not the Dyatlov Pass incident.
No, that was different.
When was the last time you
That was
were
the
in
cannibalism.
It would have
Yeah.
been when she was like
It was the hyper.
small. And
5, 6, or like
yeah,
older?
about like no older than 7. And then they came here. The brothers were born. They grew up in the new in Vescarre. So she hasn't been there for like a very long time.
Yeah, for like 15 years or
Yeah.
longer.
You know what I was thinking the other day? I was editing a video and I was like, you know, it'd be a cool, like, Nadezhda one-off if we ever had to do it, is like Nadezhda's first spy mission. Like,
Oh,
back
that'd be
in the
fun.
past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could do that like the way
'Cause,
that
like,
we did
we
the
established in that episode that
Door Lord.
that was the first one for Max, but that there had been other ones before that
Yeah.
for working up the chain.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I would
Poor
say
Max.
she knew Max. She'd worked kind of for Max before, but it was very a prickly thing.
Do you
Like-
think I'll see Max when I go back to work? And he'll be even more broken and depressed?
Probably, yeah. I
He's
don't.
just standing in the break room, not moving.
Well, I had a thought, and I was going to talk about this in character, but it didn't come up in any of the times since I thought about talking about it in character, so I might as well talk about it now. Like, how, the amount of, like, terrible things you can do to someone that you know can't die or can't die
Yeah.
permanently. Like, he's got to have been through some pretty horrible stuff.
I
I-
mean, we rescued him from a literal torture chamber, and he seemed pretty okay.
Yeah.
So I think the removal of options kind of scares him more than anything else.
Honestly, given how
I don't think they're. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, given how perfect every item you rolled on that thing was, I really want to know what else was on there, because it's like, oh, thing is perfect for us. And also, you have to defeat this guy who can't die. Here's a soul sucker thing.
Yeah.
Like,
And the
Yeah.
fact that I got a dagger when I specifically said, oh, when we go back to Vescar, I want to buy a dagger.
when we get to Vescar, I am forcing you all to go to the weapon and armor store and buy better weapons. and
Yeah, you
armor.
really
Well, I
could.
got my tier 2
Yeah,
dagger
that's
now.
true.
I just need tier 2 armor.
What was I gonna say? Oh, the rolling thing. So basically, what I was doing was I have a table of tables, right? And it's like, here's pick this table to use this thing, right? So what I did was I basically just found items that I thought, like, I was like, a dagger would work for you.
Yeah.
Right. So I went to the dagger tables.
Oh, a table of daggers.
And I like rolled out a set of dagger properties, and that's the description of the dagger you got. So it was like jagged, gilded, arcane runes, does force damage against like Fae.
Funny.
Against me and my siblings and my evil self. Who actually, I don't even know if I would kill her because she is also me. Like, she's not a clone. Azure said it is just me. And I'm not even me anymore.
I'm
so,
just
like,
picturing
who has
every
the right to
time
make that
every
decision?
time you try to use it, it tries to turn around on you and you have to like strength check.
No.
Now I'm wondering if like they're not necessarily bringing someone back. They have now we know time loops are possible.
That's
if
true.
they just-
We do
Yeah.
know time travel is a thing now.
Take someone from the like
Oh
instant before
god,
they
that would
died.
be horrible.
bring them in,
Like,
and then you have a new copy, and you go back to the instant before that copy dies. Whoop.
and you know how you died the previous time, and so it's like, well, you better not do that again.
What was the Shibble table?
I just did a like a magic item, like general magic item table, and it rolled immediately to an amulet. And I was like, I mean, obviously. and so it was
You need to wear it next week.
I think we opened.
I don't think I wrote this one
Shibble's
down.
room, and there's just a pile of all of these identical amulets.
It was literally just an amulet with runes, and I was like, that's what Shibble already has. I was like, you know what? We're just gonna run with it. It's the same exact thing again.
Yeah.
What's the runes in this episode?
You got a pretty ring though.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's cool that now I have two things that interact with magic damage. So
Yeah.
people build.
You'll be great against Nico when we trap his soul in an orb.
Sorb.
Wargs. Orb.
We trap his soul on an orb and then put the orb in the box of bones.
Is that eternal punishment or not? I don't know. Probably depends on the person.
Kind of don't want him to be my problem anymore.
Holy crap! Innocent Apple again. Another gift sub. That's seven.
Wow,
you so
it's
much.
Seven gift subs
awful.
today.
Amazing.
That's crazy. Thank you so much.
Cheers to you.
See, this is why we need to come up with some
This is just water.
viewer options that cost money. So
Yeah, we need
so
to,
the
I need to
Apple
do
can
that. Yeah,
fund them.
Yeah.
I need to figure that out. Like what the plan is.
Magic items is a good one.
And if any of you have any ideas,
Yeah, if you guys have ideas for what kind of stuff you would like
Yeah,
to see,
tell
as,
us
like-
what you want and we'll give it to
Also,
you.
if you guys have any questions
Feel free to ask.
in
us.
chat, yeah, you're welcome to ask.
I am looking forward to a day or so in Vex because what's got every single person engaged and honestly brings out one of your best sides. It's just people interacting. This party interacting with Vex makes me feel like, what is with you people? Come on.
Cordelia loves vaccines. She thinks they're so interesting. And she is making an active effort to be more interested in your culture after attending Thick Test Day with you. I just want you to know.
I don't think I've interacted with Vexens all that much outside of when we went to your parents' house.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't
oh,
really.
because
And Shibble, that's kind of a charm for them. Yeah.
No, Shibble was being war crimed on Thick Test Day. It was only me and Nadezhda. And then Shibble wasn't in church with us.
because I was in prison.
Yeah,
I missed that
And you
test day
would've
because
loved
I was
it.
hungover from eating tube meat all day. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The-
Sam
Gotta
chose to
remember
listen.
next year, don't attempt to kill any CEOs
should-
right before Thick Test
It's
Day.
a bad luck.
Absolutely.
you guys should find the schedule that overlaps the test day to a year in
Yeah.
Yeah.
in Hypatia. Hypatia.
Oh my God, we play a game of the quiet year, but it's us doing a year of the testing.
Time loops where we just spend the year.
We know they have that
Partying and
technology. We
thick-
just
Yeah,
stay
yeah.
tight.
And Shibble spends 10 years in the
Shibble
testing
just-
machine.
If Shibble just gets one bite of the sky-fi, I think that's all Shibble needs.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, but how
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it is an
Disappointed.
entire leg of a bird falling
But
out of the
like,
sky.
imagine the horror in Shibble if that happened and it was the illusionary one that Shibble can't actually eat. Like that's a nightmare.
No, it was
Giant drumstick, and I couldn't take a bite.
for some reason you saying that made me remember
That's a war crime.
Literally tantalizing.
when
Yes.
old/future/past Azure or Hollow Azure was when I asked her about Fuse basically, and she was like, "Oh no, nobody's ever done that before." That's very concerning.
That's very bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's
Yeah,
going
I
on
found
there.
that under don't want to think about that one. But yeah, the
You might have to go back
future
there.
Azure
That
thing
makes
was so cool. I
you liked it?
really
Yeah,
liked
I like
that.
her.
Made me sad though.
Yeah, that she's
Mhm.
gonna leave soon.
I literally cried a little.
Ew.
Yeah. Real tears were shed on this show
Mm.
because you said Azure and I were not going to stay together, but that we were best bros.
Mhm. Who saved who?
Once your
Who
best bro
found who?
finally grows up, they're gonna leave you.
Yeah.
So they'll always remember.
When Azure goes off to college.
When Azure goes off to the past.
When Azure becomes temporal planner's engineer
Mhm.
and goes
Yeah.
fast.
But yeah, the whole time loop thing is like I love that shit. That's so cool.
I was worried about it.
What? Tell us.
Just because I feel like time is a really tough thing to deal with sometimes. I think a lot of the stuff from Bureau of Time was it
Bureau
Chronological
Chronological
Planner.
Planner.
yeah that they mechanize it really well. But I didn't want to have like game mechanics around that unless they were like scenario based.
Well, you gave yourself a good out with the like it's different.
Yeah.
Like so, you know.
Yeah. That's the agency problem is a real big problem there when you're like, well, this has all happened before, it'll all happen again, and it's inevitable, right? I don't want that. I do not want you guys to feel
I
like you
think
can't
that's-
do anything.
I think that's not how we will interpret that, and here's why. Because we already have, due to the world building and the sense, like we already have a grander scale idea that this has already happened before. So like, it separate from the time loop, gods being built up and then destroyed. Sorry to you two, you weren't on the call and I'm exposing this now, apologies. A couple of months ago, Parker and I were on the phone with Jaime, and we were like, well, this has all happened before. And Jaime's like, so like we already have this sense that like building gods creates disaster. Like we already kind of know what we're up against in terms of like this is a repeated phenomenon.
Mhm.
So I think because that's already an established thing, adding the time piece doesn't really impact our agency because we're already dealing with a recurring threat.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, you think of like, if you're in a Groundhog's Day scenario, you still have agency. It's just a
in the
matter of
in the motion
figuring
moments.
out how to get out of the thing.
It's I hesitate to say this. It's less of a metaphysical question and more of a personal like experience of being in the game question, where it's
Yeah.
like I can understand the problems of predetermination, right? And be like, oh well, if everything is predetermined, then I have no agency, et cetera, et cetera. And that's sort of like from a metaphysical perspective, I can understand that. But I think I want you guys to feel like your choices in game have an effect on the world. You know?
said spend a fear.
I'll spend a fear. Here's how I spend this fear.
Yay!
You mentioned that you want to do another. That was so loud. Oh my god, that just hurt my ears. You
That was
mentioned
the fear.
Yeah, that was the fear. It scared me.
Everybody hit your mic.
Another 24-hour stream, and we are working on that right now. We're gonna do or hopefully we're looking at doing a Pride 24-hour charity stream again. Not we've done a Pride one before, but doing a Pride one of the same thing again
During Pride time.
during Pride month. And
It's going to be a month long.
it's gonna be Mark and you're gonna sleep for 2 whole months.
Who's gonna die first? Probably gonna be me.
Nah, it's me. It's fully me. I'm gonna walk into a wall and just fucking disappear. When I was in never mind. When I was in
We
high school,
all
I
quit our
had
jobs.
terrible insomnia. Yeah. It's all been done before and it'll all happen again. I've already stolen your insurance, you see.
Yes, so we are looking to do that, and I have already taken your feedback for those of you that watched and those of you who played, and
It's
Look,
the
the-
sky blue. Shut up. Don't
looked through it,
bait me.
and we will be applying it. And our first one was great. Our second one will be well organized and also great.
Yeah, we learned a lot.
We really did.
My first lesson was bring Libby on earlier.
Mine was don't be sick while it's happening.
Mine was learn how to use demi-plane.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
Actually, like no, for real though, that's a big deal.
Yeah, that
Because in my head, I was like, oh, people will just use paper sheets for the whole time. And apparently not.
Mine was
well,
Yeah.
that's my learning, but
We'll see if that lesson
my
got learned or
control
not.
freak nature might not let me learn that. So
But yeah, pretty soon, I think we'll put out stuff for, people who want to participate.
Yep.
So
yeah,
keep an eye out on that.
we'd love to have you.
Yeah, we'd love to have people,
If you're local to Chicago.
or if you want to fly in,
If
or
you're not,
Yeah.
come travel.
yeah, Chicago's
Come to one of our 1900 alleys.
Yeah.
stand there while a child is turned into an orphan.
Each hour we'll go to a different alley.
sleep under the stars like
So-
our heroes are right now.
The one that I had lined up for today, which I was like, do we have one? Because I can't remember what it is. When you said the alley thing, I was like, oh yeah, that's really weird because mine was about an alley. There are, I think,
It's,
2.
Save it for next week.
He's gonna
There's
forget.
nothing ever. I'm gonna forget. Guys, I'm gonna walk in and be like, hey, do we do Chicago Facts? I vaguely recall that.
See it because I'm curious.
Okay.
There is an alley. There are 2 alleys, I believe. left in Chicago that are still wood brick.
Oh yeah, I
alleys.
think I remember hearing
I
about
don't
that.
even
From
know
the
what Woodburn
almost
is.
all of the wood brick alleys in the city were burned during the fire.
Oh.
But there are still two, and if I remember correctly, they are somewhat close to the cattle circle. Remember that like the first one that I did, the first Chicago Fact? It was
Cow
about
tunnels.
the cow tunnels.
Cow
Yeah,
tunnels
under the
exist
city.
in a lot of cities.
And like they're like
Yeah.
near there.
Astor and State.
I've decided
in your North Side
a
neighborhood.
canon fact for the past
Sure,
of Chicago, which is that one of the ancestors of Libby's is the person who started the Great Fire.
No, it's true though.
And one of the fungal got blamed.
That's true. Too bad Brent's not here. He was here earlier, but we could bully him about being in a war with me. I don't know if you even saw that part of the stream.
I did not.
But Brent and I are in a war.
I did not do that.
Several 100-year-long war.
This is how you lose the time war. All right, everybody. Anybody else have anything they want to add, or any questions, or anything
Just
at the moment?
whenever you think of an adventuring party or superhero group, always consider who spoons whom.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
It is a core element to.
I
the
don't
dynamic
care
group.
about the order in which you're going into the dungeon. I don't care about order of watch you're doing at night. I want to know who spoons who.
All right. Well, ask yourself who spooned who today.
There were 2 sets of spoon prints.
Go it.
Inside you, there are 2 sets of spoon prints,
There's a little spoon and a big spoon.
and one's a wolf. Okay.
Oh no. I have the experience. There is no spoon.
One of us will be missing.
Or Sam will just be separate from the group and not know how he got out of
Even
it.
though you're a middle
He was like, "What happened?"
No, you always spoon the invisible person.
Yeah, will I still be invisible when we wake up?
Technically, yeah. You do it until
Let's
the scene
I
ends,
think
guess.
it's of a
I
scene.
think-
Yeah, until the scene ends. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mechanically, it's after 3 actions.
I guess technically speaking, the scene could not end if it's a bit. There is that.
You literally
We're gonna talk to one of the factions about. Wait, you've been invisible for more than 24 hours? It's permanent.
That's great. All right, everybody. We will see you next week. Thank you for sticking around, and have a lovely rest of your weekend.
Bye.
Bye-bye.